Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and it's Friday, which means it's Friday happy hour. If you're ready to get this weekend kicked off the right way with Jeremy Chuggs and I, spam me down below. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for always taking time out of your day to tune into the Raiders Report. Now, here's the thing. Monday, we go live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday, Thursday, go live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Friday, though, is about hanging out with the nation, having a few cold ones, and getting ready to get that weekend started. Coming up here live on today's show, we're going to get into some NFL Combine news. We'll talk about some of the things that have happened around the Raiders, some of the meetings that they have had. I'll also go into some Combine winners and losers from yesterday's practices.
Woo!
Then we're going to talk about a report from me and Rapoport about the Raiders and other teams being interested in trading up.
The roof is on fire.
And then we're going to get into, I'm going to go through every single pending free agent for the Las Vegas Raiders and tell you which ones I would re-sign, tell you which one I wouldn't re-sign, and whether or not it's going to happen. If you want to get this party started, hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to get those questions coming up here on the show.
Let's get it started in here.
Sounds like Chuggs is ready to get this thing going. I'm also looking at the live poll, and it looks like I got to do the first beer bong. I was kind of hoping that you were the one that would get voted for, but you know what? It's all good. We got 350 people here watching, pulling up to the Raiders Report. And again, if you don't know, today is Friday happy hour. I'm ready to let my hair down a little bit. Chuggs, what are the deals of the day? The deals for the people, because I think we got a lot of interesting deals. So 100 likes equals spicy jelly bean. The way that it's going to go is this. I'm going to do the first one at 100. You're going to eat one at 200. I'm going to eat one at 300, so on and so forth. Every time somebody sends in a 5, and the reason why I like doing these type of shows is because if I have a drink, if Chuggs has a drink, I want you to be able to sit home and, do the exact same thing with us. Every $10 super chat that comes in is a wheel spin, which I saw you making some stuff over there. I'm nervous about one of the ones that I saw. If somebody sends in a 20, everyone owes us a shot, and then every $100 super chat that we get is a beer bong and a very loud bang. And since it's March now, we got a brand new March bang battle going on here on the Raiders Report. Before I tell you about some of our March deals that we got going on, I do see a super chat from Rebel Montana that says, late by 2 minutes, you're not Marsh, delay a stream.
Delay a stream.
Throws the flag, Rebel Montana. You know what? I'll take a drink. I'll take a drink to that, Rebel. I'm sorry. Cheers to y'all for being 2 whole minutes late.
Yep, that's my bad.
Wow, this is kind of interesting. This literally just came in. Gerald Alexander, the Raiders' new safety coach, he's getting interviewed for the defensive coordinator job for the 49ers. That news just happened. That news literally just happened. I hope that the Raiders don't lose Gerald Alexander. Very, very good coach.
That's wild.
Are you ready to party today? Are you guys ready to party today? Do you want to... What happened? Looks like Chuggs and I have already been partying a little here. If you want to party today on the Raiders Report, spam me down below. We're going to give some shout-outs here. I already see John Schefter says, spin that damn wheel. Spin that damn wheel. All right, Sheffy, you got it. Chuggs, I don't know what you put on the wheel. I'm a little bit nervous to even ask. If you also, when you send in a 10, if you want a question, if you want anything to just talk about Raiders, let's get those questions flowing. Fluhy, I see Dan, Mr. Scheffler's ready to party. Venom Sosa, Dan Kuhn. We got Raider Roger, Raphael, Kyle, RL, Nick Shane, and then my man Raider Sancho, 83 down below. Here's the wheel. We got $50 beer bong for you, jumping jacks for you. All right, chocolate. I like this. You and I get some chocolate. I got some chocolate here from Paris.
Chocolate.
Beer bong, some jelly beans. Oh, wow. $5 tuna clock? That's insane, dude.
Let's see. Where does it land?
I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm a little bit hungover.
No.
I'm a little bit hungover from last night at my anniversary party that I had with Alex. All right, spicy jelly bean time. So for those that don't know, spicy jelly bean, and yes, we will get into some actual Raiders content, but Friday's our F around and find out day. We got spicy jelly beans. If you don't know what they are, look up Bean Boozled on Google. The flavors are sriracha, jalapeno, cayenne, habanero, Carolina Reaper. I don't know. I'm nervous for you. What number should we pick? So I'm going to line up all 4 of them.
Oh, my God. While you do that, Val Savage.
What's
Mitch,
up, Val?
Today is my birthday. I'm at work right now, but hanging with the nation. Raiders! Trade up for Jayden Daniels the 5th.
If you don't spam HBD to Val Savage, then you're not a real one. Also,
Val Savage sounds like a 90s wrestler name. Val Savage!
Yeah, I actually, this might be one of the coolest last names out there. Imagine any sport, and you just see Savage on the back of a jersey.
Sprinting towards you.
Like, I'll be real. I kind of want Val to hit the gong. Having a Raiders jersey that says Savage, I don't know if anybody would get it. That would be sick. Seriously, though, bro. Happy birthday to you, Rebel, Tyson Zalesbo, Rich Leno, Enrico, all saying, oh, I knew I was going to get that. Also, if whatever number you guys pick is the jelly bean that Jeremy is going to have to eat, which...
So, Mitch, I think this question's for you.
I don't think it's for me.
I think this one's for you.
I don't know, Jim.
He's asking... Just give us a...
As I heard earlier today, Jack doesn't kiss and tell, so neither will I. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if it could be 3 years from now, if I'm on this show and I give the answer to this and Alex finds out, it could be 3 years. 10 years from now, she's going to murder me. There's no way. There's no way, man. Maybe. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I actually, though, when I went to bed last night, I was like, there's going to be somebody that asks me this question today. And if you don't know, believe me, you're not missing anything. We'll call it an inside joke here on the Raiders Report.
You had to be there.
Yeah, well, you did. You had to be there. I also want to give a huge congratulations to our February Bang MVP, Lord Cameron Abbott. He had 29 bangs in the month of February. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Really, really crazy stuff there. So I want you guys to show a little love here to Lord Cameron Abbott. Cameron, I got your jersey size. I'm going to send you out the February Bang MVP jersey. Awesome stuff there. I want you to spam LCA for Lord Cameron Abbott for a shout out here on the Raiders Report. And Jeremy, have you picked what number of jelly bean you're going to have? I got 5 jelly beans.
I
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I saw the most amount of 4s.
Oh, you're getting off the hook. Though I'm actually curious because earlier today you said that your favorite chip was kettle jalapeno chips. And I think that the jelly bean here literally tastes like a very burnt jalapeno kettle jelly bean. That's what I feel like it tastes like.
We'll see. Here's the MVPs from the last couple months.
I got Justin Abgen won it all with 37. Lord Cameron Abbott with 29. And then in March, I will say we've done a lot of cool stuff in January.
There's one person who's in the lead for March.
We've done a lot of cool things for February. But March, we are going to do the bang competition unlike we have ever done it before. And the first one's rolling in from John Scheffler. Bang! What's up, Chef? Let's pour it up right now. My man, John Scheffler. I'll tell you what, Chef. I'll tell you what, man.
Oh.
Does it not taste like the most burnt jelly bean, or most burnt like, whatchamacallit, jalapeno chip you've ever had? No? It's like a very, very burnt jalapeno kettle chip.
Oh.
They're not good. They're not good. Scheffler, shout out to you, man. I know that it's been a while, but once it hits your lips, it tastes so good. Chef,
It's been a while.
Chef, I got a feeling that you're going to be Mount Raider more here pretty soon. And once I have an idea of something that I'm going to try to do for the Raiders report, and we're going to get it going. I'm hoping to try to get this idea rolling by the NFL draft. But I got something really cool. Something that when people watch the show and I'm rocking your jersey, anybody's jersey, you're going to know. Are you Mount Raidermore? Are you Silver and Black Hills? Have you hit the gong? Are you a real one? Like all these different types of things. I'm really excited for the opportunity to be able to do that. But, Chef, cheers to you, man.
Woo! And speaking of our March bang race, Scheffler, you were the first person in. The most bangs, as always, gets an MVP jersey. I'll show that to you in just one moment.
Okay.
Every bang also gives you one entry for our Raiders helmet raffle at the very end of this month.
So we're going to be giving away a signed Raiders helmet by Jeremy Chuggs and I. So, for example, if Scheffler bangs 10 times in the month of March, Abjan bangs 10 times or let's say 5 times in the month of March, that means at the very, very end of the month, Scheffler's going to have 10 entries. Abjan's going to have 5 entries for a chance to win a signed Raiders Report helmet. But don't worry, we are going to give everybody a chance to get it. It's just going to have to be a certain way. So every 5 bangs equals 1 free raffle entry.
So if you're watching our show, a live show, and we hit 5 bangs, then somebody in the live chat is going to get a free entry into the raffle. And we're close because
Elijah Jaden Music Bang!
A little off sync.
Well, I got excited.
It's all good, all good. He said, found this page in the middle of the season last year. Haven't stopped watching since. I watch it at the gym and before bed every night. No cap, as an entrepreneur, I got to support y'all. And can I get a Raiders?
Hell yeah, Elijah. Hell yeah, Elijah.
In the gym, just working on my fitness. You my witness.
I mean, imagine you just see a guy, he's at the gym, and he's just slamming beer bongs.
Bang!
He's just slamming beer bongs right now. That would be pretty electric, though.
Epic.
I mean, I've seen a guy work out and drink beer at the same time. I don't know whatever happened to him. We talk about him once in a while here, and I kind of miss him. we kind of miss him here a little bit. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Raiders here, Elijah. I owe you a beer bong. For the record, you're doing the next one. Got it?
Got it.
All right. I'll do 2.
I'll do this one because
you'll do this one
to get that jalapeno taste out of my mouth.
All right, fair enough.
Tastes like dirty jalapeno.
Oh, I mean, I'm telling you what, those jelly beans are bad.
Dude, these are freezing cold.
Oh yeah, they were in the back of the fridge.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I am pretty hungover from yesterday. Like I told Jeremy that, and usually I try to drink warm beer just because it's easier to do. I couldn't do it today. I was like, they got to be ice cold. They got to absolutely be ice cold.
Before we answer this,
oh boy,
can we get an FKC? There's a Queefs fan in the chat talking mess, and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He said, guess what, Raider fans? We're the only team with 4 Super Bowl trophies in the AFC, which isn't true. It's just false.
Yeah, I mean.
Have you heard of the Steelers or the Patriots? Both of those teams have more than 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is why I can't deal with Chiefs fans. They're, idiotic. They don't know what they're talking about. They think because their team lucked into this great quarterback that they know ball. They know 0 ball. The only balls they know, not on the field.
And we will talk about Manscaped later on today's show. Which quarterback, though?
Are a sponsor.
Do you think the Raiders are most likely to draft in 2024? We're going to talk a lot about quarterbacks today.
We're going to talk a bit.
We're going to talk a lot about quarterbacks today. A lot of meetings with the Silver and Black at the Combine. If you don't know, our Chat Sports team is at the Combine, and we've been getting a lot of good intel, just trying to figure out what each of these guys are saying. So out of all the quarterbacks in the draft, who do you think is the most likely to be selected by the Raiders? Like, I'm not saying who's the best, who you want, who you think is the most likely out of those scenarios. JJ McCarthy from Raider 58. What up, man? Ed Robbins is going to go with Michael Penix Jr. I see Oh, boy. Jayden Daniels from Juan Hernandez. Penix from Josh Lee. He's a Chiefs and Warriors fan. That's as bandwagon as it gets.
Sounds like he loves the Penix.
Bo Nix from Edgar Sosa. Scheffler, I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. RaiderMan01 says, spin that wheel, Chuggs. What do you think about staying pat at 13, taking either one of the best corners or one of the best defensive or offensive linemen, then trading back up into the first and taking Nix or JJ? I personally don't think that Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy are worth drafting in the first round. So, but there's a lot of other people that probably disagree with that take. Son of a gun, you get a piece of chocolate.
Woo!
If you guys don't know, I got some chocolate in Paris, and I wanted to be able to try it last week with Jeremy, but he was away. He was getting married. So this week I said, all right, we're gonna whip out the chocolate again. So this is how we did it. They're in rows of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick a number.
Help me in the chat. 1 through 5. What number do I pick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You pick a number. We'll give him a piece of chocolate here, and I want your honest feedback. The other problem is, since it's in French, I don't necessarily know exactly what it is.
Everybody's saying 3, so I'm going to go with 3.
All right, so 3. Now 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's why, like...
3 and then 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Yeah, you might have to pick it up here.
You know what? There's enough 3s. I'm going 3 and 3.
Okay, so I already know what this one is, and it's the citron one. It's like citrus. It's very good. I mean, it's if you like citrus, lemon, if you like fruit with chocolate, it's good.
Oh.
But I want a 1 out of 10. An honest opinion, 1 out of 10 with every piece of chocolate that you got. If you want me to tell you exactly what it is, it is a Ganche au Citron in Robage Chocolate Noir.
Oh, yeah.
Now you know you can taste it.
That's what I thought it was.
You could definitely taste it.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, you could definitely taste it.
I'm going to go 8.
8 out of 10.
I like it. It's a good lemon flavor.
Yep.
Not too bitter, not too sweet.
Sounds like a Sour Patch Kid.
It's good.
First they're sour, then they're sweet.
It's good.
And it's really, really good. Oh.
You know who else is really good?
Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs. Should the Raiders re-sign Josh Jacobs to a $10 million a year deal?
I mean, it's been reported that the Raiders have been in conversations with Jacobs. However, people that I talk to are telling me that the Raiders and Jacobs have not communicated yet based on a deal. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Jacobs says, I want $10 million a year. And the Raiders go, all right, well, let's ask the nation, should we give Jacobs $10 million per year? What do you think on that? Like, to me personally, that's a little bit too rich for my blood.
Robert says,
but
I would do
though,
9.9.
If it's the only way that you can get them, would you be willing to do it? Like, are you willing to pony up a little bit, give a little bit extra more money here to a guy like Jacobs, who we know can be a top 10 running back in the NFL? He can be the best running back in the NFL when he's 100% healthy. Yes or no? We'll give a few shout-outs here on the show if you haven't already. And if anybody wants a chance to get in our 50-50 raffle, 20 today? I say we do a 20.
Yeah.
$20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Justin Abgin, you are in, my good friend. Mr. Abgin, you are in. You in.
You in.
You in.
Enter me.
Enter me. At Mitchell Renz 365. So we do have 3 segments here, and we'll go into those segments here in just a little bit. And I think what we do is we do the NFL Combine news at the end again, and we'll do the Ian Rapoport report. We'll do the players to potentially re-sign, and then we'll do the NFL Combine news and all those notes at the end. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Jeremy's on board with it. So, again, coming up live here on the show, the Combine news. We're going to talk about the Raiders trading up, a report that was put out by Rapoport, and then the free agents of who the Raiders should re-sign and who the Raiders should just let walk and test free agency. If you want a chance to get in, I would say as long as Anthony Green doesn't enter this race, everybody has a chance because Anthony Green has just been dominating. And I mean absolutely dominating of recently. It's been...
He's hand over fist. Been making money.
Not again. Not again. Justin Gilbert, You in. Isaac Hernandez, you in. I already said in. And then also, I got, oh man, I just saw another one. Fluhey. Matt Fluhey is in. So as it stands right now, you have a chance to win $40. What?
Puppy monkey, baby.
Oh, not again, dude.
Puppy monkey, baby.
Not again. We can't do that again. That was too much.
Puppy monkey, baby.
You got to check your, oh, wait. Check TV real quick. I sent it there. I thought I sent it to you. That's on me. That's on me.
Super chat menu.
That's on me.
For today's program.
Is as follows. 100 likes, spicy jelly bean. So we are at 175 likes. So how about this? You get to pick what jelly bean I'm going to do.
Deal.
So I got them all laid out. All the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What jelly bean am I going to eat? And then if we get to 200 likes, then you're going to have to eat the next one.
Damn, I wish I saved some of that chocolate.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let me go.
What do you want? What do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
I'm going to go 4.
Honestly, this one, you went 4 again.
Did you line them up the same?
No, totally different. This one this time is sriracha, which sriracha is gross. It's the least spicy, though. It's the least spicy.
There you have it.
All right, I'll make you a deal, though. We're about to hit 200 likes, okay? We're about to do 200 likes. Would you be willing to eat 2 of these, and I have the chance to get one of those?
Wait, say that again?
So we just hit 200 likes, so now it's your turn. I don't want to eat the sriracha one because it actually grosses me out. I'll take one of these other ones that could be spicier, but you got to eat 2 of these.
How is that a deal for me? I got to eat 2 of the nasty ones?
But they're not as spicy. All right, fine.
No deal. No deal.
All right, fine. Pick a number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
1.
This is yours then. Chug's got the habanero. I got sriracha.
I think I like the habanero the one the most. Like, I don't like it, but it has the best flavor in my opinion.
It's so bad. That one's honestly really spicy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Ooh.
Oh, my Lord. They are bad. They're not good. I'll tell you this, they're not good. I think I need to wash it down. Justin!
Oh, I got a bean in my mouth.
That's what she said. Bang! Justin Abgen came to play. I'll tell you this right now. Buckle up, Buttercups. If Abgen's here, this shit can get nuts at any given moment. The mango one lingers.
That's a spicy meatball.
The mango one, it lingers. If you want to shout out here on the Raiders Report, can I get some Justin Abgens down below? Mount Raider Moore pulling up to the scene.
Woo-wee!
Oh, man. Chuggs, can you give a few shout outs here for the Abgens?
Let's see. I see Cloud. I see Trivan. I see Vincenzo. Joe, early riser. Damn, this one is really biting me.
Also, that's 3 bangs, which means if we get 2 more bangs, somebody gets a free entry and for a chance to win our Raiders helmet here. It's going to be signed by Jeremy Chuggs and I. It is an official Raiders helmet, so you just can't wear it. Like, it literally says this is for display only, but it's a legit helmet. Signed by Chuggs and I. What up, Miguel? Miguel's a homie, man. Miguel's been around for a very, very long time. Actually, fun random fact, Miguel's, I'm going to say one of the very first Raider fans that watched my show that I followed on IG for watching the show. I think that's actually a fact. Let's get Friday started. Enjoy a break. Money, Mitch. Go Raiders. Question, if we do move up, are we going for JD? Yes. I think if the Raiders trade up, even if it's to number 1, I don't think it's for Caleb Williams. I believe that it would be for Jayden Daniels. And what would be kind of interesting about that entire scenario is I actually think a lot of people would not like that because the draft community, if there is one thing that I have gotten from some of the notes that the guys have sent me from the Combine, it's Caleb Williams is the highly expected number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Like, that's the guy that people believe is going to be the number 1 pick. Miguel, cheers to you, my man.
He said, enjoy a brewski.
Oh, a brewski. I thought it was a break. Off a Kit Kat bar. Rebel says, spin that wheel.
I'll buy a vowel.
I'll buy a vowel. And spin the wheel.
All right.
Did you put an extra space in that wheel? Not you, the way you spelled it.
Oh.
Every 10, spin the wheel. Let's go.
He did.
Yep.
Chocolate Mitch.
Let's go, man. Let's freaking go, man.
So
All right.
do I get to pick your chocolate now?
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Give me 1. And then give me 4.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, 3. Give me 3.
It's this one, which, again, I don't know what it is. It is Ganache Orange and Gobs Chocolate Noir. You want to try a bite?
That's exactly what I thought that one was.
Wow. Dude, you got to try that. That's a 10.
10?
That's unbelievable. Take a bite. Little Perry.
Chocolate à France.
Bite that in half, so that way Chuck's going to have the other half.
Somewhere Sam is weeping tears of joy.
I actually didn't think I was going to like it. I think that's awesome.
It's good.
Brett's like, I'd rather have a Snickers. I mean, maybe. I love Snickers. That might have been a bad one to pick.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I realized about the French, there's a lot of, like, orange in their chocolate.
Mm.
Yeah, like, I got macaroons. I'll be real. I was very disappointed. I love macaroons. But all of the middles were the exact same. Like, it was like pistachio with this, like, random jelly. And it was all, like, I got a lemon one, a chocolate one, all the exact same middle. Kind of disappointed.
Oh. At the resort we stayed at, they had
kind of disappointed.
They had macaroons, and I was drunk one night and had like 20 of them.
There was one.
It was bad. She said, which ones would you like? I said, I'll have 3 of those, 4 of those.
Well, you guys did all inclusive, right?
Yeah.
So that's
that's
a disaster.
She started off with a little plate, and she's like, let me get you a bag.
That's like the next morning you wake up, you wipe your ass, and it's just a macaroon. Like, 20 macaroons is impressive.
There's just like a trail of macaroon crumbs.
All right, honest question. Did you feel like a piece of shit more after eating 20 macaroons or 7 tacos from Taco Bell?
Oh, 7 tacos. The fact that it was 7 tacos in 10 minutes, though, people don't realize. They're like, oh, you only ate 7 tacos in 10 minutes?
Cloud, we're eating chocolate. It's I got chocolate when I was in Paris, so I brought it back for Chuggs.
Like, eating those tacos that fast, after number 5, it was legit just like eating gum.
Yeah, it comes in. It's pretty accurate. Big League Chew. Mr. Borelli! What up? What up? Congrats, my guy Chuggs. Everybody give a warm welcome to Mount Raidermore legend, John
Borelli.
Mr. Borelli down below, man. 7 tacos is nothing from Rebel.
In 10 minutes?
I mean, it's kind of something. I don't know what the Commanders are doing today. They just released another player.
The tight end?
No, now the center. The Commanders are releasing center Nick Gates.
I told our Commanders host, it could be a completely different offense next year besides Terry McLaurin. You could see 10 new starters for the Commanders next year.
They are letting go of guys left and right. Left and freaking right, man. Also, I see Nick Lokenny. Hopefully I pronounced that one right. Nick Lokenny, you, my good friend, are in.
Borelli said he's smashing 7 double-deckers. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, either
Borelli, you dog.
Or you walk in, Borelli taking a shit, and he's sitting on top of the toilet. Dude, that would be horrific. I think if... Can you imagine? Oh, man.
7 double-deckies.
I was going to say, you can't do it at the bathroom here at Chat Sports. You just walk in and McCullough's sitting on top. Teej is on the bottom. No, I'm just kidding. But have you ever honestly considered sitting the other way?
Y'all, he's saying the double-decker tacos from Taco Bell.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
No, obviously.
Duh.
Have you ever been so tired, though, or like so out of it where you sit the other way so you could like lean?
No.
Never? I don't know if I have either, but it actually doesn't sound like that bad of an idea.
You said, oh, you've never done that? Oh, I mean, I've never done that, but.
I mean, think about what you could get done. If you put a TV in your bathroom and you face it the other way and you could lean, 2 birds. I mean, I get a lot of my DMing I do, that's when I do it. If I've ever DM'd you on Instagram, just think about it. Just think about what I'm doing.
Totally think the Raiders can move up.
Oh, man. All right, coming up here on the show, we'll get into the latest report from Ian Rapoport about the Raiders and several other teams being interested in potentially trading up for a quarterback.
Michael said I cowgirled the toilet once, and it wasn't all that.
It's called cowgirling a toilet? Dude, I'm not going to get that out of my mind.
Oh, my God.
I think I told you the other day, we made the joke before that we think Sperry poops with his legs crossed. I tweeted that about Michael Lombardi. Dude, it's like, for a tweet to get 1,000 likes on a reply, you know it's pretty good. I don't know. I think now, like, I'm going to just try to think of ways to just say that exact same phrase and just always, like, reply that to tweets. We gotta figure out a way to get it going. Because I feel like I want to turn that into corn the long way. Like, I guess that's probably the way to say it.
Shitting with your legs crossed.
It's the new corn the long way.
I'll get started on the T-shirt.
Please do. Please do. All right, y'all. Who's ready to actually talk about the Las Vegas Raiders? I hope that you are. If you want a chance to get in for our 50-50 raffle, we're going to do one at the very, very end of today's show. $20 Venmo for a chance to get in. Amy, you are in, which means now 6 people are in.
There's a guy named Mr. Poopy Butt. He's like, I'm all in on this conversation.
Which, I'll always say this. How do you come to that name? Mr. Poopy Butt. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, you're just sitting there, you're making your YouTube account. It asks for first name, last name, and you're like,
Mr. Poopy Butt.
Mr. Poopy Butt. Oh, man.
Miguel.
What's up, Miguel? Jacko in the Crack is the best buzzed. By the way, congrats, Chuggs. By the way, Money Mitch, I plan to go to Texas, have family there. Let's link up for a beer. Dude, I'm down. I'll tell you this. You got to be in Dallas because I don't drive anywhere, which you guys probably know that. If it's close enough for where I can Uber, I'll do that. But if you're in Dallas, I'm down. I'm totally down.
Mitch has a fear of driving.
It's not that I have a fear of driving. I don't like to drive.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, I genuinely just don't like to drive. People...
Because you're scared of it.
When I think of driving back home. Central Pennsylvania, there's nobody on the road. When I think of driving here, I think of Tex on 75 swerving. It's not good. It's kind of scary. Baltazar said, you know what, Mitch? Put me in coach for the race. Baltazar, you in.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Raiders trading up report.
Starting off with the number 2. Mr. Poopy Butt.
Number two.
Mr. Poopy Butt.
Oh, wow. This is pretty big. The New England Patriots have released cornerback J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson has been released by New England, a move that frees up $14.4 million in cap space. That might put New England over $100 million in total cap space. Wow. J.C. Jackson, gonzo.
Dude, that's crazy, and they're going to pay Justin Fields for an extension once they trade for him.
I hope so. I legitimately hope a team in the top 3, like if the Patriots did trade for Justin Fields, I mean, I'd be so excited. Can you even imagine? Or if the Bears come out and say we're keeping him. Like, to me, that gives us a chance. it gives us a chance. Because what I don't want to happen, because I am worried if New England, the Commanders, and the Bears all keep their picks, then I am worried that it's just going to be 3 straight quarterbacks. Even though the reports from Jeff Howe indicate that New England is interested in keeping their pick and taking a QB, I still have hope that if the QB that they want isn't there, then they just end up going with the best player in the draft, who probably is Marvin Harrison Jr. Fingers crossed, man. Got to keep those fingers crossed. All right, who's ready to get into some Raiders content? We got 621 people here. Queen Sarah would be a little bit depressed if she saw that only 259 likes happen. If we can get, I'll make you guys a deal. If we can get to 400 likes, by the time that I am done with this segment, I'll eat 2 jelly beans instead of 1. You have to do, I got to do one no matter what at 300. You'd have to do one at 400. I'll eat 2 of the same flavor. We don't know what that's going to be. If we get to 400 likes by the time I'm done with this next segment here.
And here we go.
If you want the Raiders to trade up into the top 3, smash that like button. Why? The video coming up here on the Raiders Report is from a NFL insider, and based on what he says, sounds like the Raiders are trying to trade up into the top 3. I'll tell you who I believe they're going to end up taking in the NFL draft. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Manscaped. It's March, and I don't know about you, I try to get lucky in the month of March. Maybe I try to get lucky every month, but thanks to our good friends here at Manscaped, they help me, fingers crossed, every single day. If you want to get started for the best male grooming products out there, manscaped.com, code Raiders. If you got the inside joke, let me know down below. That way I know you're a real one. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, according to Ian Rapoport, the Raiders are interested in trading up into the top 3 picks. At the top 3 picks, we know it's the Chicago Bears, the Washington Commanders, and the New England Patriots. When I heard this news drop, not that I was really surprised, and I put it out there on Twitter. If you don't follow me, I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. And I said essentially, like, if you don't know that the Raiders are interested in a top 3 pick, then you might want to check your pulse out a little bit. I get it, though. When it comes from a guy like Rap, people listen a little bit more. And I know the Raiders are interested in the top 3 pick. You probably know that the Raiders are interested in the top 3 pick. But it just goes to show that, yet again, there are more and more reports out there that indicate Antonio Pierce, Tom Telesco are trying to get a franchise QB, that they want to be aggressive. Now, it's not a secret that they want to move up. I believe every single person and their brother knows that the Raiders want to go up. That doesn't mean that it's going to happen, right? Because if those 3 teams who all need a quarterback want to draft one, then the Raiders aren't going to trade up for a pick. However, also teams that were linked in this Ian Rapoport report, which I just think sounds weird, were the New York Giants, the Minnesota Vikings, and then the Las Vegas Raiders. So in the original report, which Rap Sheet did not tweet this out, he said it when he was on television, so if you're looking for a tweet, it's not going to be there. He said that the Giants, Vikings, and Raiders are all interested, and based on what he's heard, are trying to trade up into the top 3. And let's face it, like, there's going to be multiple teams out there that try to move up for a quarterback, whether it's Drake Maye, Jayden Daniels, Caleb Williams. All these teams are looking to get a difference maker at that position. If you guys want to make a difference here, believe it or not, the more subs we get, the crazier shit that we can do on this show. And if you want to have more draft videos around the silver and black, I got you covered here. We're going to be dropping a lot of mock drafts. Also, the closer and closer we get to the 2024 NFL Draft. And speaking of it, we'll be live for round 1, round 2, round 3. Every single pick, we will get the picks here before they're on television. Actually, there's at times we're like 3-4 picks ahead of what you see on TV. So if you want to party here with the Raiders Report, hit that subscribe button and tune into our draft coverage because it's lit. All right, so here to me are the teams that I believe really need a quarterback that I'll just say have a chance of trading up into the top 3. Like, believe me, if the Steelers went from 20 all the way up to 3, it would be a just monumental type of deal. But these are teams that I would say at least have a shot to do it. And the number that you see next to them is where they end up drafting this year. So out of all these teams that need a quarterback, again, the problem is, yes, the Raiders are interested, but there's a lot of other teams out there that are interested that I believe could do the exact same thing. When you look at the consensus 2024 QB rankings, and this is solely based on what we are hearing from our chat sports team that is at the actual NFL Combine right now, Tier 1 is Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, Jayden Daniels. Tier 2 is J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., and Bo Nix. Then I would say by himself in this Tier 3 range is Spencer Rattler. And Spencer Rattler is a very intriguing quarterback prospect because he's the one guy that I don't know if many people think that he's going to go high. If you told me, Mitch, who's like the number one surprise QB that you think could go in round 1? Surprise, right? I'm talking like surprise. I think it's Spencer Rattler because, and we'll get into some of these draft notes that we have received here. People are not as high on Bo Nix, and the love for Spencer continues to go up and up. Now, if somebody were to ask me, okay, like that's great, you just showed me the consensus rankings, but this is the Raiders report. I'm a Raiders fan. What are the Raiders quarterback rankings? To me, number 1 is Jayden Daniels. Like, if this team ends up trading up for the number 1 pick, I believe they're going to take the Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU. If the Raiders trade up into the top 3, which I love me some Jayden Daniels, and I talk about Jayden as much as I do because I know it's AP's guy, and I believe that that's just the QB that this team's going to end up targeting. But if the Raiders are able to land on pick number 3, and you can tell me that we're going to get one out of Jayden, Caleb Williams, and Drake Maye, I will sign up for that every single day of the week. In fact, I would rather the Raiders trade up to pick number 3 and have a chance at all 3 of those quarterbacks rather than trading all the way up to number 1 and taking Jayden Daniels. Like, it's just what you're going to have to give up in this year's draft, and I'll kind of talk about it here if you're watching this live, how much that's going to cost. But, like, it's going to be one of the most hefty price tags at the number 1, number 2, and number 3 pick that we have ever seen in the NFL draft. Like, I'm telling you right now, it is going to be very, and I mean very expensive for the Raiders to have a chance to go up and trade for a quarterback. So coming up here, we're going to get into the latest NFL draft rumors that I believe each and every one of y'all need to know. Before I get into that, though, hey, man, shout out to today's sponsor, Manscaped. They've been one of our OG sponsors here on the Raiders Report, and I'm actually going to ask for a favor here. If you know anybody out there that needs some brand new manly products, if you're a woman watching the show right now and you want to get a jump start on Father's Day, you want to get a jump start on an awesome gift idea, Manscaped is here. And to make sure that they know that I sent you, and when you go to manscaped.com, use promo code Raiders, it's going to get you 20% off, and you're going to be able to get some free shipping. What I also love about the month of March is, I mean, come on, I'm trying to get lucky. You're trying to get lucky. And top of the morning to y'all. This episode, man, is brought to you by St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Shavers. Shout out to Manscaped. This year, don't just chase rainbows. Make your own pot of gold and groom your little leprechaun with the leaders in the below-the-kilt care. Say goodbye to your clover forest with Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 and let your confidence shine bright. Embrace the luck of the Irish and join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com, use code Raiders for 20% off and free shipping. Equipped with the dual LED spotlights, navigate your Shamrock patch in peace. Worried you'll make a mess? Fear not, this wonder is waterproof. Shave by the misty moors under a waterfall or even during a rain dance. So nation, all I ask you is this. I want to make sure that you're below the belt area where, let's face it, if you're ever wearing a kilt, maybe if I was ever to wear a kilt, it probably would be in the month of March. I want to make sure that my Shamrock is absolutely shaved. And if you want to take advantage of this deal, manscaped.com, 20% off, free shipping. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments, down in the description. If your Shamrock is shaved and you watch this show, if somebody's clever enough to put a Shamrock down in the comments, I'll know, and you'll know. Coming up, the latest NFL draft rumors that I believe that y'all need to know, because with our team at the Combine, we're getting a lot more intel than we probably ever have here at Chat Sports, and it's kind of a humbling, very cool experience if I'm just keeping it real with y'all, like considering where we were, last year, 2 years, 4 years, 5, 6 years ago, and now seeing where our team's at. We got 6+ guys at the Combine keeping us up to date, giving us, that inside scoop that I know a lot of our viewers absolutely love. It's a really, really cool freaking thing to see that being able to go down, but I love being able to get this inside because we might not have had it in years past. So based on some of the intel that we are getting here at Chat Sports, it does sound like the Bears, Commanders, and Patriots are expected to draft a quarterback. When I say expected to draft one, that does not mean that they're going to. Like, In a world which, let's say, the Bears take Caleb Williams. What if the Commanders with Cliff Kingsbury, they're like, I only wanted one guy. Well, what if they don't take a QB? What if the Patriots are like, well, we're really high on Drake Maye, and Drake Maye ends up going to the Commanders? My point is, just because it's what is expected does not mean that that's going to happen. And here's the thing. In the NFL, just because it's expected, it does not happen all the time. I will say that we've been told by a source that at least 6 teams could move up to the number 1 overall pick, so just take that with a grain of salt. And Antonio Pierce wants a franchise quarterback. He wants Tom Telesco to be aggressive. He wants Telesco to go out there and try to get his due. And the Silver and Black are going to meet with every single quarterback, I would imagine, at the draft. However, based on just the information that I have received, here are the confirmed Raiders quarterback meetings thus far. Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, Jayden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, and Spencer Rattler. Those are your consensus top 7 quarterbacks, and I believe that all 7 of those guys end up going in the top 3 rounds come April. Other quarterback rumors here from the Combine. Williams is expected to go number 1 overall. The quarterback 2 is up in the air. It's a debate. It's either between Jayden Daniels or Drake Maye. I'm sure that there's NFL teams out there that probably, like one NFL team, for example, probably has Jayden at number 1. There's probably another NFL team out there that has Drake Maye at number 1. But the consensus is Williams is expected to go. Quarterback 2's up in the air. And one person told me that Michael Penix Jr. is getting very, very high praise right now. And I'm very curious to see where he ends up going. Other rumors here that we are hearing is J.J. McCarthy has the potential to go top 10. There's some teams that when they look at him, they believe he could have the career trajectory of somebody like a Justin Herbert. Bo Nix might fall out of round 1. If there's one thing that I don't really want to say like I'm surprised about, because I'm not. I've said it before that Bo Nix isn't a quarterback that deserves to get drafted in round 1. There's some people right now that think that Spencer Rattler could go ahead of Bo Nix just because of, yes, Bo played well at Oregon, but based on his Senior Bowl performance and based on what he might do at the Combine, I'm not really worried about the measurables. I'm worried about what he actually looks like throwing the football. It could really hurt him, and if Spencer goes out there and balls out, he continues to climb up draft boards. So coming up here is the latest projected trade cost to get into the top 3 picks. And when I do shows like this, the trades that you're about to see are all around trades that somebody that's at the Combine said, based on the conversations that I have had, this is what I am hearing. And you could talk to 100 people, and I bet you all 100 people tell you something a little bit different about what it's going to cost. But before we start, these trades are based on what the Chat Sports team is hearing at the Combine. It is not the trade that I would do. It's not the trade that I'm saying is going to happen. This is just based on information that was relayed to me, that was relayed to them. So if the Raiders wanted to trade up to number 1, because we're looking at the report from Rapoport that said the Raiders are potentially interested in trading up to a top 3 pick. So this is the first trade, and I'm only going to show you like the team. I'll be real, like I don't see the Commanders trading out of the top 3, which we'll talk about them here in a second. But if the Raiders wanted to trade up to number 1, what we are hearing right now is it would be 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and 2 starting players. When I say starting caliber players, I'm talking like Devontae's name was mentioned. I said the only player that I am never going to trade is Max Crosby. But like this could be a Jacoby Myers, Malcolm Kuntz. Like to trade up to number 1 is going to cost so freaking much. I don't think people realize how much it's going to cost. Trade up to number 2. 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and 1 starting caliber player was the trade that I was given in terms of the overall of how much it costs. And, you know, I think people look at Caleb Williams as being a little bit different, plus you get to be able to pick your style of quarterback. Here's the thing, though. Like, when I look at this next trade, and I'll be real with you, I think that it costs more than what it would take for this. Like, if I'm New England and I want to go up to number 3, I'm thinking it's going to cost even more. And if I'm Antonio Pierce, I would actually rather give up 3 first-round picks. That way to keep all my keep all my picks in 2025 and also keep a starting player. And the reason why I would be more interested to trade away all 3 of my first-round picks is because at the end of the day, if your guy's not that good, or if you don't get your guy, or if your team's not good, you're not going to be around till 2026. So I would almost look at the draft picks as gravy, right? Like it's the cherry on top. However, though, when you look at how much it could potentially cost to go up into the top 3 to get your franchise quarterback, here's the only question that I've asked on the show, and it's at the very, very end. So I will know the real ones that made it to the end. Should the Raiders try to trade up into the top 3? Like, it's going to cost an arm, a leg, and maybe your shamrock on top of that. Should the Las Vegas Raiders try to trade up into the top 3 based off the price that I just showed you? My answer is yes. It's always going to be yes. If you watch the show all the time, you already knew my answer. The Raiders need a franchise quarterback. Antonio Pierce wants one. Mark Davis has said it's time to get aggressive. They don't want to put a Band-Aid over it. It's time to go get your guy. Quit messing around, and let's get the Raiders a franchise quarterback that they have so desperately needed for a very, very long time. Should the Raiders trade up into the top 3, Chuggs? Give some shout-outs. Let's interact here. I got to go put on another jersey. Jelani, cheers to you, bro.
Let's see what you have to say. I saw a lot of yeses in the comments section as well.
Yep.
So, good news for the Raiders in that a lot of people agree. You should probably trade up. Like Anthony says yes, Raider fans matter. Misty Williamson, a Cosby says yes, Misty, Jeremy Cole, Cloud, Ron Raspberry, Jersey Boy Greaser says pick 3, but all picks, no players. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the teams are willing to do because those teams are coming at this with a position of power in that they have what the Raiders want. So they can really leverage what they can get from the Raiders based on how desperate the Raiders are to get into those top 3 picks.
I just saw Yoda Jenkins, and he said, yes, trade up with the chocolate. All right, I'll make you a deal. We'll trade up. We'll give you 3 first-round picks, and we'll give you a piece of chocolate.
And a chocolate.
And a chocolate.
And speaking of a piece of chocolate, you owe a piece of a jelly bean.
I do owe a piece of a jelly bean. All right, so the numbers are as followed here. Oh, wait, I need this one. Which one do I need? I need this guy, and I need this guy.
We also have a super chat coming in from Jay Roy.
What's up, Jay Roy?
The NFL writers truly outdid themselves with the Taylor Bowl. People who believe in the NFL isn't scripted are suckers bending over for the NFL machine.
I mean, I'll say this, man.
And if you have 5G on your phone, they're tracking you, bro. Get out of your mind, man. They know where you are. They see you on the Wendy's app. They know.
Do you like Wendy's? Here's the unfortunate truth. If the NFL was scripted, the Dallas Cowboys would make the Super Bowl every year, right? Like, whether you like to admit that or not, the Cowboys are the biggest NFL team. They're the biggest sports franchise. They are, like...
Anthony, you're damn straight. Birds aren't real. Have you ever seen a baby bird in your house? I don't think so.
You're not wrong. Have you noticed how many birds are outside right now in Texas? Like, the other day when I was walking home, my dad's like, Jesus, it sounds like those birds are in your back pocket. And I go, well, here, I FaceTimed them, and I showed them that they're all sitting on the power lines, and I feel like people are like, oh, birds just sit on power lines to recharge. But my dad's like, oh, they sit on power lines to keep warm. Which I was like, please explain that to me. And he goes, oh, no, it's like they sit on power lines to keep warm because the electrical charges warm them up. I'm not going to lie. My dad, you got to look up the guy that's just aliens. That's my dad. Aliens, man. Aliens.
Dude, they know where you live, man.
What up, Jay Roy?
I'm telling you.
I disagree.
They super chat into the Raiders report.
The first number that I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, is the jelly bean that I'm going to eat.
Look away. I'll tell you when to look. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Say it. Put it down in the comments section.
I'll even tell you that's the order.
Ooh. Okay.
So the first number that I see. Ready?
In 3.
Def Halo 3. First one I saw. I got to eat a mango. This is going to suck, dude.
It's actually a mango.
A mango Italiano.
Every 100 likes, we're eating a spicy jelly. Every $5, a little cheers of the beers.
A little beer cheers.
Every 10, we have a wheel that I'm going to spin around for us. Every 20, shots. Everybody. And every $100 super chat, you get a beer bong. But not only do you get a beer bong.
Uh-oh.
Also, you get entered into our March bang race.
Yep.
The most bangs gets an MVP jersey at the end of the month. And every bang equals a raffle ticket that you can win this Raiders helmet. We actually need 2 more bangs to give away a free entry into the raffle on today's show. Will we get there? Who knows?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Martin says, what jersey? All the numbers are gone. Well, the thing is, Martin, these jerseys are different. These are MVP jerseys.
Show them.
Oh, yeah, we have them.
We should have it. So at the end of every month, and these are ones that I actually send to you. So it's March, Bang, MVP. So my idea when I thought about this is like, imagine, you see a Raider fan at Allegiant Stadium, and if you see them wearing this jersey, then you'll know that they watch the Raiders Report. Like, if there's one thing that I want to try to do a better job this year is figuring out ways that y'all can, like, rep Raiders Report stuff, and that way, like, when you're at a game, you can be like, oh, wait, like, that's Justin Abgen. Oh, wait, that's, Trivan. Oh, wait, like, that's David Zahn. So whoever's the Bang MVP, you get a Raiders Report Bang jersey. This is what it looks like, and Chuggs and I will sign it. We'll send it out to you. What up, Ace Boy Jess O? If you can't get Daniels, keep AOC, get Rattler, sign Wilson to a 2-year, or Minshew, just a thought. I would say that you're not going to be able to do all of these. Like, based on what I hear, what Russell Wilson's not going to happen. Now, I'll also say I believe that I was the very first one in Raider Nation to discuss the idea of signing Russell Wilson to a vet minimum type of deal, but he's only going to do a 1-year deal with that, and then he'll hopefully try to get that big deal next year. You can keep AOC. I would say that, like, your plan D would be keep AOC, draft Rattler in, like, the 3rd round, and then you let those 2 compete and go forward. I don't want to pay Minshew because you're going to pay Minshew over $10 million per year. Like, he probably even gets, like, $15 million per year. Like, it's too much money. And Minshew's a better quarterback than Aiden O'Connell. Hold your ears on that, but it's the truth. What is happening? What is Taino doing? I owe a jelly bean.
Puppy shot, monkey shot, baby shot. Puppy monkey baby. Puppy monkey baby. Puppy monkey baby. Ethan, Raiders fan from the UK. G'day, mate. No, that's wrong. Hello, governor. I'm sick of being mediocre. Let's go get our guy, man. Trade 1, then back to 2, or take 3 if we get the chance. JD5 to us. Ethan, I do have to say, I've been enthralled with British culture and your Chinese food. The videos that I watch of British people, Chinese food in Britain.
Dude, those mango habaneros are hot, dude.
Oh, yeah, they're hot.
350,000 Scoville units. Holy shit, dude.
But they eat, they're like French fries with curry sauce and...
Oh, it's delicious.
Sweet and sour sauce.
It's delicious. I actually just ordered curry ketchup the other day.
Ethan says chips on Chinese slaps. Oh, God save the queen.
Dude, you got to talk. I'm hurting right now. I'm actually going to...
He said chips on... I have to try it.
What?
Chips on Chinese.
I mean, hang on a second.
A Chinese takeout. Martin says facts.
Actually, one of my favorite things that Barcode Burgers used to make is they used to do sushi fries. Delicious.
Sushi fries.
So imagine your favorite kind of sushi, like if you like California roll, on fries. If you like shrimp tempura.
It's like no rice. It's just the stuff that would go on the rice.
A little bit of rice. It's very good. It's very heavy. Very, very good, though.
Curry sauce. Sweet and sour sauce.
I'll be honest. Eating the jelly bean and then taking 3 shots of that Fireball, bad idea.
Puppy shot. Monkey shot. Baby shot. Puppy monkey baby.
My tongue's on fire.
Puppy monkey baby.
My tongue is on fire. I feel like I went down on somebody, and it's...
Lewis says
it's
chips
bad
and
right
chow
now.
mein rocks.
Chips and chow mein does sound good. I mean, my favorite food is Asian food. But then again, has anybody ever liked, like, you just said what, England food? British food? No, but I mean, nobody's ever craved that before. That goes back to a whole nother type of conversation. All right, how about this? Since Taino did that, I want to give Taino a wheel spin. I want to give Taino a wheel spin here. J. Roy. Prove it. Prove it. Send in a pic.
Get a pic.
Get a pic. J. Roy, change your picture on YouTube to that. Oh, that's unbelievable. How many?
I was going to say however many likes we have, just the first two numbers.
37 jumping jacks.
37 jumping jacks.
All right, ready?
I'll read the next super chat while you're doing it.
I appreciate that.
J. Roy, I'm on the toilet and my poop looks like Josh McDaniels. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Jersey Boy Greaser, would you rather have Cousins and Nix or Cousins and Rattler? That's interesting. Mitch, what do you think about this?
Cousins and Nix or Cousins and Rattler? Cousins and Rattler, and it's not close.
Really? You're totally out on Nix.
I don't think Bo Nix is good. And if I got to take Bo Nix in the trade up potentially in the first round, like Nix at 44 or Rattler at 77, it's not close to me.
Yeah.
Like I just think Rattler has better upside. Nix to me doesn't have upside.
I can see that, yeah. I mean, where you draft him does matter. I'd rather get Rattler in the fourth than Nix in the second any day of the week.
I think I'm good. Oh, I'm sweating.
Senior Steve says your arms weren't high enough.
You're not wrong. you're not wrong. If anybody's military background, which actually wearing the Hellcat Q jersey and not doing proper jumping jacks is probably a bad thing. Mm-hmm. If there's one thing, I just did 37 jumping jacks, and I feel like I ran a 40. I feel 40. If you want to get in our duck race.
Good thing you didn't Chris Jones it.
I'll tell you this. I'm not working with what Chris Jones is working with. I'm very confident in myself. I mean, that didn't even make Coop's head turn. Coop's a big fan of Chris Jones. Big fan.
Big Chris Jones guy.
Yep. Actually, I think I saw Coop watching Chris Jones 40 times yesterday by himself.
I was watching some highlights.
Yep.
In the restroom.
It was really hot in the room, too.
Really? Yeah. Actually, that's what Jack does when he goes to the bathroom. He just watches Chris Jones 40 times in the bathroom. I think so.
That and old John Harbaugh speeches, or Jim Harbaugh speeches.
It starts off as soft speeches, and then they turn into hard speeches. Mm-hmm. That's usually what happens. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a few more people in our duck race here. The last name that I saw was Baltazar. I see John Scheffler.
John Scheffler.
Michael Owens, which I'm not kidding you. That name blows my mind. And then my man Joe Maldonado.
Joe Maldonado.
Dude, that jelly bean is making my nose sweat.
That's hot.
It is. It's very hot. That means right now, $20 Venmo for a chance to win $100. We got another segment coming up here on the Raiders Report. And this one is going to be around looking at every single Raiders free agent. Every single Raiders free agent, and debating whether or not the Raiders should re-sign them, on top of whether or not I think the Raiders will re-sign them.
Robert Jansen, the only KC fan welcome here is Hefe.
Is he though? Is he welcome? I don't know. I think Hefe's been awfully quiet recently. Which I get it. They won the Super Bowl. Congratulations. But the last team that beat them, the Las Vegas Raiders. What's up, Ethan? What's the chances we actually get to trade up? I mean, less than 10%. Like, the chances of actually trading up are not good. But
I love how he put the England flag there, so we know what are the chances of trading up while I'm still in England.
I mean, based on Ethan's picture, you could just tell this guy, he's eating fish and chips once a week.
Oh, he eats chips on his Chinese takeout every single weekend after hitting the bars.
I can't tell if Ethan lives at Outback Steakhouse or what. Your British accent.
My British and my Australian accents, they sometimes
they mesh.
They're the same.
Yep. Yeah, they're together.
That's the British flag, guys. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, you sound like the knockoff version of Steve Irwin. I don't know.
Chips on a Chinese.
I don't know, man. Search I want to give Mike Lombardi a good swirly. Yeah, Mike Lombardi. So this is what I told you about this yesterday, right? We talked about it. Mike Lombardi, he's the guy that I said shits with his legs crossed.
Better breakfast. Britain or America?
Oh, it's like, I thought you were like talking about this. American breakfast, and it's not close. I mean, I actually think America.
You don't want beans on toast?
I actually think that America does breakfast like very well. Like when I was in Paris, like people just like don't eat breakfast over there. Like don't get me wrong, I love sweets, but the idea of waking up and eating a chocolate croissant every day in the morning, like it's a lot, man. Like I like my favorite breakfast is you give me an everything bagel, egg, some bacon, and a lot of cheese. Like that's what I want.
Somebody just said Chuggs' British accent is what you get when you order it on Temu.
Dude, if Wish sold you a British accent. If Jeremy's British accent was sold with a sticker, it would say made in China. Dude, that's unbelievable. That's
oh my god.
That's unbelievable. Randall Carter. Oh wow, we got a lot of people that just entered this duck race. Raider Ray, you in. Brian Terry.
You don't want blood sausage.
You in. Anthony Maragil. Can't pronounce it, but that's what we're going to go with. And then Randall Carter. You in. So right now, 14 people, $20 Venmo, chance to win $140. I've had blood sausage before.
And?
Wasn't bad. I didn't know what it was, though. Or actually, I don't know if it was blood sausage. It was, I think it was called black pudding, red pudding, which is just basically blood sausage, but it's, I think, ground up. I had it in Germany, and I didn't know what it was. I actually thought I was going to get pudding. Wasn't it?
Jugsy!
It wasn't it. I appreciate you stick with a bit, and you just...
Jugsy!
You just go with it. I feel like now...
Eat the black pudding!
Because we have Martin, and now we have Ethan, I feel like one random day... Like, what's a common, like, British beer?
Guinness.
Is it, though?
I don't know.
I mean, I was going to give a beer name. I actually, like, if somebody said, what's a Mexican beer? I know it. Like, what's a Australian beer? I think I know that one, right? Like, Foster's.
Australian for beer.
What is a British beer? It's a legit question. Heineken?
Guinness is Irish, so don't let them hear you say that.
I was going to say, I feel like as soon as you said that, Guinness is the only time I drink Guinness is on St. Patrick's Day. I mean, I don't even know what Raiders fan matter is saying. Is that a beer? London Pride beer? What is that? Like, I don't know. I can't think of a single one.
Gonna piss off
McGregor. Simone beer? I don't know that one. I'm drinking Heine's now. It's Dutch. I'll say, yeah, Heineken, that's Dutch beer. There's no beer from London. No,
Newcastle Brown Ale from Taino.
Maybe. You got to stop. I can't take anything you're saying seriously. Which maybe nobody takes anything we say seriously here on Fridays. It's Raiders Friday Happy Hour. We'll let our hair down here a little bit.
Coming up, the latest Raiders news and rumors.
Jersey Boy Greaser says Newcastle, great British beer. Let me see what it looks like. Newcastle beer. I've actually seen this brand before.
Yeah.
It's made in England. I'm gonna try to get some Newcastle beer.
God save the king.
God save the king, and God save all of us on this episode.
Heidi, 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 oh.
That's from the way I know that is from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Is that what it's from?
Yeah.
Or you're just singing it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a British drinking song.
There's somebody that's watching the show for the very first time, and they're like, what the hell did I stumble across today?
All right, here we go.
Here
Latest
we go.
Raiders news and rumors.
Not quite.
Straight from England.
Wait, I think you just cut my audio. All right, now I'm back. I'm back. I thought you cut
You were
it.
never gone.
Never gone? I thought
Never
you cut
gone.
it. All right, so what we're going to talk about here is all the Raiders free agents. I'm going to tell you which ones they should re-sign, which ones they shouldn't, and then I'll tell you like whether or not it's going to happen. You ready? Yeah, I know you guys are ready. Here we go. Let's do it.
Governor.
Coming up here on the Raiders Report, I'm going to be looking at every single pending free agent for the Las Vegas Raiders and deciding which players the Silver and Black should re-sign. Now, obviously, just because I sit up here and I say, all right, the Raiders should bring this guy back, the Raiders shouldn't bring that guy back, doesn't mean that it's going to happen. I'll also break down, like, what's the chance that it does end up happening, because I already know there's a few players that aren't going to be returning, but there's other players that, based on what I've been told, I know that the Raiders are interested. On top of that, though, one of the last things that Tom Telesco said at the NFL Combine was that he wants to, like, be somebody that builds that reputation of bringing his guys back, because when he was the GM of the Los Angeles Chargers, that's not what they did. Like, they didn't bring back their guys. And if he wants to have that, well, then I thought this would be the proper video to do based off of, well, which guys we're going to try to bring back here for Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco. If you do not know the Raiders' 2024 free agents, luckily for you, I have a list right now. We're going to start with the offensive side of the football, and you're also going to see certain guys have RFA, ERFA next to their names. If you don't know what a restricted free agent is or an exclusive rights free agent is, luckily, I will show you the NFL definition here in just a second. But the Raiders have 4 running backs, a fullback, a receiver, 2 tight ends. Then their offensive line, which is probably their biggest loss at talent and overall where I think the Raiders are really going to concentrate this offseason, is building the trenches. Jermaine Illuminor, your starting right tackle. Brandon Parker, backup. Greg Van Rote was your starting right guard last season. Andre James, your starting center. And then, you got Bilal Nichols, Adam Butler, 2 of the top defensive tackles on this team. John Jenkins is very old, but he was a lot better than what I thought that he was going to be and really stepped up for this team, especially because some of the younger defensive tackles ended up falling off. Amik Robertson ended up getting some playing time because Marcus Peters decided that he didn't want to tackle. And Isaiah Polamayo down there also as an exclusive rights free agent. If you're looking for free agency videos around the Raiders, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. That way, every time we make a video, you don't miss a thing. The Raiders are going to sign a lot of players, and they're also going to let a lot of guys go. Some of these guys are going to go to some other NFL teams. It's the way that it is. But the reason why that I love free agency is this is where the Raiders Report is at its best. Breaking news, covering all this stuff. I don't want you to miss it, so subscribe and turn on those notifications. Up next here on the show, we're going to look at every Raiders pending free agent, and I'm going to tell you whether or not we should sign them. We are going to start with the offensive side of the football, and then we will go to the defensive side of the football. So first, we're going to look at the running back position, and I want to show you the depth chart because when you look at the overall depth chart, yes, Brandon Bolden is a free agent, and I just forgot to mark it. Zamir White also right now is like the top back. Like the only backs realistically available to the Raiders, Zamir White, Sincere McCormick, and Britton Brown. Like those are the only guys that you have. Amir Abdullah, Jakob Johnson, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Bolden are all free agents. On top of that, also, Austin Walter. So for Jacobs, which is the main reason why you guys are probably going to click into the show, he's your headliner. Like, he's the top guy for Raider Nation, and this is the guy that you're the most concerned whether or not he's going to be returning. We know that he can be a talented running back. The problem is, I don't know how much money he's looking for. Based on reports, there's some reports out there that he's looking for $11, $12 million per year. If it was the Raiders and they were going to franchise tag him, it would be $14 million. That's already been very well documented that that's not going to happen. My question to all of you out there, though, is, yes, Jacobs is a great running back. when he's healthy. And Jacobs can be a very talented player. He's also coming off the season that he's had the worst year of his entire career. So now my question is, should the Raiders re-sign Josh Jacobs? If, let's just hypothetically say, Jacobs walks into the room, he looks at Antonio Pierce, he looks at Tom Telesco, and he says, I want $10 million per year. Would you give it to him? Like, I saw Jacobs in 2022. He was an unbelievable running back, and even that season, the Raiders were unwilling to give him a long-term deal. Now, after having the season that he did, would you be more inclined to give him a long-term deal? Like, I just don't think it's a very intelligent thing to do based off of where the Raiders are at right now. However, if AP wants to show love and if Telesco wants to do right by his guys, maybe they decide to do it. Give me a yes. Give me a no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. Should the Raiders re-sign Josh Jacobs to a contract at least $10 million a year? Let's go to the next name here, Brandon Bolden. We keep this one short. The answer is no. You do not bring back Brandon Bolden. He has no business being on this team. Amir Abdullah, I don't foresee coming back. And I threw this out, an idea on a show that I did earlier in the week of Eno Benjamin. Has some Antonio Pierce ties, I believe could be your Amir Abdullah replacement. Austin Walter, another player who basically spent the entire 2023 season on a practice squad. I don't see him coming back. Now, if the Raiders want to bring somebody back on a cheap deal, can happen. But the reason why I wanted to talk about Walter is because he's a restricted free agent. If you don't know what that is, luckily I got a definition for you. A player with 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract, RFAs are free to negotiate and sign with any team, but their original team can offer them one of the various qualifying offers, we call them tenders, that come with the right of first refusal and or draft pick compensation. If the tender is withdrawn by a team, the RFA becomes an unrestricted free agent. So basically, if the Raiders want Walter, they will just put a tender on him there, and they can end up getting him, which can happen. It's not going to happen. I don't see Austin Walter returning. At the fullback position, it's Jakob Johnson, and he's a good fullback, though he is probably built more to be in a Josh McDaniel style of offense. I do see the Raiders still wanting to run the football, and I think because people think, all right, Antonio Pierce, Luke Getsy, just the overall style of this offense, that the Raiders are going to keep a fullback. In today's day and age, there's just no need to keep a fullback unless they're a versatile player. Unless you find somebody that's like a Kyle Juszczyk or a fullback like, oh my God, his name's escaping me. The old fullback for the Raiders is with the Dolphins. No, not him. I can't think of his name. Thank you, Alec Ingold. My God, it's driving me nuts.
Alec Ingold.
Unless you can find a fullback like Alec Ingold, then there's no sense of really keeping a fullback. We'll get into some other free agents here. We'll get into some other free agents here in just a second, but today's show sponsored by Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Game Time is one of these apps, man, that if you don't know about it, you need to find out about it, because I think be able to creating lasting memories is cool, but be able to create lasting memories with people that you care about is why I want all y'all to download the Game Time app, because buying tickets to your favorite events, it shouldn't be stressful. And I want you to be able to take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code RaidersChat for $20 off your first purchase. So all I need you to do, create an account, redeem code RaidersChat for $20 off, download Game Time today. The link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. One of my favorite features that Game Time has is they have images of your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what you're going to get when you arrive. You're going to score tickets quickly without the hassle, skip the hassle, and enjoy the entertainment. When I think about me and how tech-savvy I am, I'm not as tech-savvy as a lot of other people here at the Chat Sports office. However, I would run circles around my mom, and I'd run circles around my dad. When I talk about apps, like an app like Game Time, I can't stress to you enough how easy it is to use. I feel like when I talk about a sponsor, and sometimes because I've talked to my dad about it, he's like, oh, I wouldn't use that. It just sounds too complicated, which I get it. If you don't know what something is, maybe it scares you away. If there's anybody that's watching the show right now, and if you like going to events, if you want an app that is simplistic, easy to use, Game Time is very easy to use, and the fact that you can get lowest prices and you're going to be able to find tickets to all sorts of events, whether you want to go to, I was going to say football, but there's no football anymore, basketball, concerts, comedy, you can do all that amazing stuff. So please check out the Game Time app. You're really going to enjoy it. Again, that link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. Let's now go to the wide receiver position here, and Devontae Jacoby, Hunter Renfrow. The Raiders are going to cut Renfrow this year. The only free agent is DeAndre Carter, and I do not foresee the Raiders bringing back Carter. Like, they want to have a bigger role here with Trey Tucker, and I had the opportunity to talk to Carter at the NFL, I almost said the NFL Combine, at Media Day a few weeks ago during the Super Bowl, and based off his conversations, like, he's just kind of looking to go anywhere he could possibly fit on an NFL team. I will admit, DeAndre Carter does have ties with Tom Telesco from his time back with the Chargers, so maybe there's a little bit of a connection there from a special team standpoint. But to me, I would want more out of our special teams because Carter, I don't think, was very good this year. Let's go to the tight end room now. You got two free agent tight ends. It's Austin Hooper and Jesper Horsted. Hooper and Horsted were both McDaniels guys, especially Horsted. As far as I'm concerned, though, like, you got Michael Mayer, and that's it. You got to figure out somebody else that you can put with Mayer. I believe that's going to end up being Mercedes Lewis. So for Hooper, it's not going to be him. And then Jesper Horsted, another player that has had opportunities at times and was previously receiver. He does have ties with Champ Kelly, the Raiders' assistant general manager from his time back with Chicago. But both of those tight ends, I don't really see why the Raiders would bring back either of those two dudes. Let's now go to the offensive line here. The big guys up the middle, Andre James, Greg Van Roten, Jermaine Illuminor, trying to replace three starting offensive linemen. It's not an easy thing to be able to do. However, to me, there is one player that is the top priority out of these three guys. His name is Jermaine Illuminor. Like, I know that Jermaine, for whatever reason, I feel like people don't appreciate Jermaine and what he's been able to do for this team over the past 2 seasons. Now, he does have a good relationship with Carmen Brasillo. The Giants are showing interest in Jermaine. Based off the conversations that I've had with Illuminor, he wants to remain in Las Vegas. He's very happy to be a dad. He wants to keep the family all together. He just also wants to get his payday. He's 9 years old, about to be 29 years old, coming off a career year. He's looking for, I can't tell you actually what he's looking for. I believe he's going to end up getting somewhere around $6-7 million per year, but he is one of the top offensive tackles out there, which maybe he ends up getting more money somewhere else. Let's go to another player, Brandon Parker. I spoke with Parker at Media Row also, and Parker would be obviously open to the idea of coming back to the Raiders. However, I don't really see it happening. He's battled a few injuries from time to time, and I think the reason why he was able to stick around on this team is because Carmen Brasillo was I don't want to say sucker because that makes it sound like Carmen Brasillo is a bad coach. Carmen Brasillo loves players that have the body of somebody like Parker, and standing next to Brandon, he is a massive human being, but I don't see him coming back. One player that I do see returning to the Raiders is Greg Van Roten, and based off of conversations that I've had, the Raiders want to bring back Van Roten, and they want to bring him back as a depth piece, so as a depth offensive guard, a player that they believe would be able to play either right guard or left guard, and the route that I would say this would go is Jordan Meredith, right? Like, Jordan Meredith got a few starts back in 2022, but when they brought him back, they didn't bring him back to be the starter the following year. Now Meredith is a free agent. He could be another player that they decide to bring back on a cheap contract because he does have good ties with Champ Kelly, and he can play multiple guard positions. If you don't know what an exclusive rights free agent is, luckily, got the definition here. Any player with fewer than 3 accrued seasons and an expired contract, if his original team offers him a 1-year contract at the league minimum based on his credited season, so that would be $1.02 million here in this case for Meredith, the player cannot negotiate with other teams. Like, if the Raiders want to bring back Meredith, they can do it. The fact that they haven't done it yet, and you still have all the way up until free agency actually starts, could be something to keep in mind. Like, to me, this is a deal that I could see happening. Let's go to the next name here, starting center Andre James. And James is coming off another career year for him. He continues to get better and better and better every single season. However, I've already put this video out. I've talked about it before. Andre James is not going to be returning to the Raiders. And I would say there's a 1% chance that he does come back. And the only way that he comes back is if the Raiders break the bank for him. And the Raiders are not going to offer him a contract bigger than other teams out there. Like, there's going to be teams that offer Andre $10 million plus a year. Las Vegas is not going to be one of those teams. And for that reason, he's going to go somewhere else, and the Raiders want to be able to put Dylan Parham at center. Let's go to Ronis Grasu here. And Ronis is stuck around this team. He's been the backup center, and he was signed to this roster a little bit later last year. Really good locker room guy. Like, based off some of the players that I talked to, say, like, Rossier's like one of the most solid dudes in that locker room, which, who?
Married to WNBA star Sabrina Ionescu.
Oh, now that you say that, I know that now. I didn't even put those two and two together. I was going to say, like, I know Alex once in a while talks about Ronas and hypes him up, and that's probably why. Really good dude. I don't think he's going to come back, though, to this team. So here's my question out of all the offensive linemen that we just talked about. Which free agent offensive lineman is the top priority to re-sign? Is it Andre James? Is it Jermaine Illuminor? Like, out of those two, those are the only two possible answers it could be. No disrespect to Greg Van Roten. But Greg Van Roten did not do what Illuminor and Andre James have done. My personal opinion, as much as I love Andre and as much as I love Jermaine Illuminor, both of those guys are my guys. Like, you need to figure out what you're going to do. And to me, if you're bringing in a new quarterback and if you roll with Aiden O'Connell again, you need to make sure that your tackles are more secured. And on top of that, I also have confidence in Dylan Parham. So with this being said, it's Jermaine Illuminor for me. Jermaine is at the offensive tackle position where he played last year. If you can find a tackle that's a top 12 right tackle in the NFL, you bring him in, you keep him on this line, you give him $6, $7, $8 million per year, and then you have him next to Colton Miller, and you can build in the trenches a little bit easier. Like, you're not going to get back Andre James. You don't want to start Greg Van Roten at guard based off what I'm hearing. So that means then you got to try to find a free agency in the draft 3 new offensive linemen. It is very important for the Raiders, though, to at least bring back one of those guys. Let's now go to the defensive side of the football here on the show. I'm going to look at the defensive tackles here first. Bilal Nichols, John Jenkins, Adam Butler are the 3 pending free agents. First name coming up here is Bilal Nichols, who does have a very good relationship with Champ Kelly. Previously was with the Chicago Bears. Nichols, then he came here with the Raiders, battled a knee injury, a meniscus his first year, and got better and better as the season went on this past year for the Silver and Black. Nichols is looking to get a bigger payday this offseason. I know the Raiders are interested in bringing him back. I would probably put this one, though, at about a 30% chance that he returns. Another defensive tackle here is Adam Butler, and out of all the DTs, I actually think that bringing back Butler is more important for this Raiders team than John Jenkins, than even Bilal. What Butler was able to do was probably one of the most underappreciated DTs in all the NFL, and I actually thought was the Raiders' best defensive tackle last season. If you can bring him back for $5 million or less, I would do it. Next name is John Jenkins, and he's got a really, really good relationship with Rob Leonard. This could be actually a guy that I see comes back, and it would be another veteran that you just bring back on a one-year cheap kind of deal, played a lot better than what he's getting credit for. Like, for you to be able to have a defensive tackle that gets 61 tackles at 34 years old, making basically the vet minimum, that really, really helps you out. And I always talk about having player coaches. If you had John Jenkins, who then can help out some of these young players, like a Byron Young, like a Nesta Jade Silvera, that's a really good transitioning point. Let's now go to the linebacker position here. Robert Spillane, Divine Diablo, Luke Masterson are your top 3 starters. I do expect to see a little bit more out of Amari Burney this upcoming season. And Spillane, what I am being told, is right now in conversations of getting a potential contract extension. I think that Divine Diablo might actually be on the hot seat. He does fit with what the Raiders are looking for at the linebacker position. He just hasn't been able to produce. Curtis Bolton is a pending free agent. He's really more of just a run stopper, and I say that coming off a season where I was very wrong on Robert Spillane's ability to cover. This past year, Bolton also proved when he was healthy that he can be a decent coverage linebacker and played a lot better than what it was expected. But Bolton, his main thing is special teams. Like, he's what you look for in a gunner. He can go down the field, and he can light you up. He's a really hard hitter. Let's go to Kanai Mauga, another player here. And Mauga bounced from time to time from the practice squad. This is actually a dude that I know Antonio Pierce likes a lot, and I do anticipate that Mauga comes back. It's not going to be on a very expensive deal. Again, you're looking at vet min, like practice squad type of player, but he is viewed as a solid locker room guy here for the Silver and Black. Let's all go to the cornerbacks room. You got Amik Robertson. He's the lone free agent. I think I actually also mixed in with Tyler Hall, if my memory serves me correct. Nate Hobbs, Jack Jones are your top 2 starters. And if I'm a Meek, you got a tough decision to make because the first few years that you spent in Las Vegas were not good years. And I'm not saying it was a Meek's fault. He dealt with a lot of different defensive coordinators, a lot of different head coaches, but finally showed that he could be a reliable corner in the NFL. I don't know if he's a starter, probably a little bit more of a rotation guy overall, but he's a solid player. I think he's going to be looking for a little bit more than what the Raiders should give him. And to me, how deep this cornerback class is, both in free agency and especially in the draft, I don't think that Amik ends up coming back. Tyler Hall is an intriguing player. If you were to ask me who do I think is a more likely chance of coming back, Tyler Hall or Amik Robertson, I would actually say Tyler Hall. The price tag, Hall's going to get a very minimum type of deal, but his ability to play in the slot is actually something that I know the Raiders like a lot more than compared to Amik. The final position group here is safety. You got Marcus Epps and Trevon Merrick. And Isaiah Maye was the lone exclusive rights free agent. Right now, you have probably one of the best safety duos in the entire league. Also, I'm curious to see what they do with Chris Smith this upcoming season. Based on Isaiah Maye being an exclusive rights free agent, like if they want to bring him back, they will be able to. Based off conversations that I've had, it's a coin flip. The Raiders do like him, and the Raiders are interested in bringing him. However, I've also been told that he could potentially join his uncle. For those that don't know, Kennedy Polamalu was Isaiah Maye's uncle, who also has ties with Troy Polamalu, and now I forget where exactly Kennedy Polamalu went. I want to say it was the Rams off the top of my head, but he's with a different team now, and from what I am hearing, Isaiah might follow Kennedy Polamalu's future, just the Seahawks. You're right, Vincenzo. He went to the Seahawks, so that's just somebody to keep in mind. This one, though, I would say is a coin flip right now. So if the Raiders could only re-sign one free agent, who should it be? Should it be Jermaine Illuminor? Should it be Josh Jacobs, Andre James, Amik Robertson? We threw out a bunch, and I mean a bunch of different names to at least sit back and consider. To me, if the Raiders could only re-sign one free agent, the name that they need to re-sign is Jermaine Illuminor. And I'm not just saying that because Jermaine's my guy. I'm saying Jermaine Illuminor takes priority over Josh Jacobs because today's day and age, the right tackle position is more important than the running back position. If you bring back Jacobs and you pay him a hefty deal, but your offensive line sucks, it doesn't matter how good of a running back you have. And we saw it this past season. The Raiders line got shit on more than they deserved, but the Raiders, Josh Jacobs struggled. He averaged 3.5 yards per carry. He was a little bit slower, but that's because your quarterback play was so bad. If running backs are the easiest position to replace, it's not that I don't like Jacobs. It's just I think that you can replace Jacobs a lot easier than what you would be able to replace a right tackle in Jermaine Illuminor in an offseason that you need to be able to find your franchise quarterback. And if you're stuck again with Aiden O'Connell and you're not sold on your offensive line, like for how good the Raiders' offensive line played last season and Aiden struggled, imagine if you have a bad offensive line with Aiden O'Connell. That's why it's Jermaine Illuminor. What about you? Out of all those names, do you agree with me? Interact with the nation. Nation, give your votes in. I'm going to change my jersey here. What do you think, Chuggs?
Out of all the free agents, I might have to go with Adam Butler or Bilal Nichols. The defensive tackle room, very, very thin. I don't know if the Raiders are going to go early on in the draft at defensive tackle / sign one. I do think it's imperative that they do bring one of these guys back, whether it be Bilal Nichols or Adam Butler. I think those guys could be a little bit more important. I could see the Raiders possibly going offensive tackle at 13 if a couple of those really good guys slide. I wouldn't mind Talisi Fuaga. Maybe if they trade back, getting a Troy Fatanu, one of those offensive linemen in the first round to replace Illuminor at right tackle, maybe re-sign Roten and another interior offensive lineman, maybe a Connor Williams.
That'd be interesting.
At guard, maybe a Robert Hunt at guard.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I would love to be able to get Robert Hunt, though the offensive lineman that I'll continue to say is the most likely that joins the Raiders in free agency is Damian Lewis from the Seattle Seahawks. He played really well with the current Raiders offensive line coach when he was together at LSU. Like, that's kind of the route that I see them going. They'll put him at left guard. You could still potentially bring back Greg Van Roten. Like, if I told you, and hear me out here, would you rather bring back, if your plan is to give Jacobs $10 million, right? Would you rather give Jacobs $10 million and sign Greg Van Roten, or would you rather have Robert Hunt?
I'd rather have Robert Hunt.
I would too.
I'd rather have Robert Hunt, and I'd rather go draft a running back in the 3rd or 4th round.
Well, and that's my point. Like, you can go sign Robert Hunt and try to get a Ray Davis in round 4.
Give me Talisi Fuaga.
I think Talisi is unbelievable.
I think he's great. I think he's
at right tackle. He's got a lot of upside to me. Big boy.
Raider fans would love him. Big guy. I know he's Polynesian. Going to be that big offensive tackle that can be there for years to come. I like it. I think picking him at 13 is a very similar pick to like Penei Sewell.
Who?
Penei Sewell.
Well, no, I know Penei Sewell. You're saying Fuaga? See,
Joe said we love Polynesians. I know Raider fan. There's so many Polynesian Raider fans.
Yeah, I also love Polynesian sauce, like a good Polynesian.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, dude, Polynesian sauce. Is that the best Chick-fil-A sauce? Polynesian. I actually know what my favorite one is.
I think you showed it to me this year.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
The sweet and spicy sriracha.
Oh, dude, it's
so good.
Num 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 num.
Nom, 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 nom.
No, I think that's the best one. Though, did you send me the video of the Chick-fil-A woman worker, or is that somebody else?
I think it was somebody else.
It was like this woman was baffled that she didn't want Chick-fil-A sauce. Yeah, it's a mind-blowing video.
Honestly,
it might be my least favorite.
I think Chick-fil-A sauce good, a little overhyped.
So I never really had Chick-fil-A until I moved down here. And I remember when I first got it, I was like, I love Chick-fil-A sauce. And then, like, to me, I'm getting Polynesian, or I'd get the sweet and spicy
sriracha.
That's number 1. Then I probably go number 2, Polynesian. Then number 3 is the ranch. And actually, there's that honey roasted like barbecue. Like,
yeah, that's the sleeper.
I would probably put that one at 3.
That's the sleeper.
Then ranch.
Speaking of sleeper,
and then
sleep coming up.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then the Chick-fil-A sauce. I mean, you can't have Chick-fil-A sauce and not be it's their 5th best sauce. DK would rank it barbecue, 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 barbecue.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
Big barbecue. Girl.
Oh dude, somebody said Raising Cane's sauce.
That's Mitch's kryptonite.
Dude, I literally had that today.
With
no
not
cap.
Cane's.
No cap. I think Raising Cane sauce. I mean, you've made this point to me before. It literally makes Cane's. Like it does. It makes Cane's.
Oh yeah.
Like you put Raising Cane sauce on something.
Immediate.
If England incorporated Raising Cane sauce in all their food, people would eat British food more. No doubt about it.
Agreed.
Oh shit! I didn't even see this. Justin Bang! He said, "Fill one up, Buttercup. What a week. Let's drink. I may have to bail soon." I'm not going to lie. I read that as I may have bail soon. Justin Abjin, the second bang of the day. Right now, Abjin is our MVP for the month of March. Abjin was already our MVP in the month of December and in the month of January, which, Jeremy, also means this.
Bang, bang.
If
bang,
we get
bang.
one more bang, somebody gets a free entry for a chance to get the helmet.
Will we get it on today's show?
TBD. I do owe a beer bong, though.
Tibbed.
That's a cold, hard fact. You got the next beer bong. Deal? Is it the deal? Deal
Most
or no deal?
bangs equals the MVP jersey. Every bang is an entry into the raffle, and every 5 bangs is a free raffle entry for somebody in the chat. So is somebody going to come in like Santa Claus in March, giving away a free entry for this Raiders helmet? We shall see. We're 1 bang away. 1 bang away. Joe spamming Justin. Taino spamming Justin. Robert, Jansen, Martin is saying, if English food is that bad, what do you think we eat?
American food.
I think you just eat bad.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you don't know you're eating bad food, you wouldn't know. Like, when I think of the way that I used to eat as a kid, like, I'll be real with you. Like, I ate like crap when I was a kid.
Now that I had caviar, I just can't go back.
Dude, speaking of caviar, the restaurant, what was it? I've been watching a lot of like cooking shows recently, which I always do, but I've been watching. Anyway, they made caviar tacos. Dude, like the amount of caviar that was in these tacos, so instead of the ground beef, it was caviar. I mean, it had to be a $400 taco, realistically. Like, maybe more than that. I was like, man, that's a lot. It's too much.
I wouldn't want that. I don't think I would want that.
I think that's
way too much. You want like
want
like a bite of it.
So imagine
you want a bump.
It was basically like a shrimp taco. I don't even want a bump, dude. The problem with caviar to me is it's so expensive that it's not good enough to me. Now I guess some people really love it.
Would you put caviar into the creamy?
No. Oh my God, no. No, caviar in the air fryer, worth a shot. I will say this though, like I love crab. Like crab meat to me, like I would pay a lot of money like for crab, where Alex is more like she likes the lobster. Like I'd actually rather have crab than lobster. So right now I am on a.
I didn't realize until probably 2 years ago that I love scallops.
I was just gonna say, since we had the scallops in Vegas, I have been on a scallops kick.
Was that the first time you'd had them?
Not the first time, but I've had scallops before, and I was like, they're okay. I've had scallops now 3 times since Vegas, and all 3 times I'm like, it might be my new my new go-to. I mean, the scallops we had in Vegas at Joel's were the best scallops I've ever had.
They were good.
That meal at Joel's, man, I might go to Vegas just for that. And then the scallops I had last night. So the scallops I had last night, I took Alex out to dinner at Nobu, and well, it was good. But we had scallops with a jalapeno salsa. I mean, it was electric, but the salsa was like it was more of like a jalapeno like cream. I don't know how to explain it. Very, very good. It was very, very good.
Yeah, Scheffler, you're not wrong. Scallops are expensive now. Even though I did see them at the grocery store at Trader Joe's, and they weren't too bad. It was a bag. It was still like $18 for a full bag of them.
Yeah.
But you could probably make like 2 or 3 meals out of that.
I'd also hate to inform everybody, Anthony Green is in.
Oh, no.
Anthony Green is in. If you want to get in, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Right now you have a chance to win $150. Yeah. I'm just going to warn you, we've done 6 races. Anthony Green has won 3 out of the last 6, and the other 3 that he did not win, he came in second place.
I agree.
I've never seen anything like it.
Miguel, I agree with you. At that point, if you're doing tacos, if you're doing something like that, just give me carne asada over, because it's like, are you really going to – is it the fact that it's so, like, expensive and so, like, high profile that you're like, oh, this,
yeah,
taco made from caviar is really that good? Because I don't – like – the little bites that I had of it were really good. I couldn't imagine eating a huge bite of it, though.
Actually, you know what? It kind of reminds me of, remember that sushi roll at Fohu near Red Tail? That was $150 for like that roll. Well, I got that when my dad was in town because they were treating us because that was the day that we did the event at Red Tail. Or I don't think you were there for that one. I just went out there by myself that time. And honestly, 8 pieces of that sushi roll, it was like too much. So the sushi roll it was like lobster.
I know. You didn't want us to get it the first time.
Well, it was a lot, dude. It was. I don't know. I mean, now after that Joel's experience, like, I'm almost worried if we walk in there again, they're going to be like, oh, these freaking guys again. These guys again. They can eat, man. We did eat. I think it'd actually be really cool, though, the next time we go to Vegas, we'll talk to Joel's and all that. If we, like...
Go live.
I didn't even think about that. That would be interesting. If we did, like, a giveaway of one person who watches the Raiders Report, you could have, like, dinner with you and me, like, at Joel's. Like a giveaway. Like, enter the raffle. We do a raffle and just...
Oh,
Come
Yeah.
have dinner with us.
Joel,
Now-
we got a free dinner from Joel's. You best believe I got a whole tin of caviar.
Yeah. Dude, what the whole that whole thing was unbelievable. That experience alone was hilarious. I think I just got somebody else in for our duck race here, and it is Mo Chavez.
Ooh.
Mr. Mo, you in, and then my guy Scott Eckert also in. Jeremy, it's Friday, right? I wanna get a little loosey goosey. So
Let's loose your goose.
my deal's starting right now for the remainder of the show. Okay? Right now, remainder of the show. Hang on. I gotta stretch here.
Well, let me take a sip out of my Raiders cup.
All right. From here on out, every 50 is a bang. Every 50 is a beer bong.
Does that include for the...
Every 50 is a bang. Never done it before. Bangs on this show are only 100s usually. 50 bangs starting exactly right now. You ready? Show coming up now. We're going to get into the NFL Combine news that each and every one of you need to know about. We're going to talk about Raiders quarterback visits. We're going to talk about everything plus some NFL Combine winners and losers. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and today's show is sponsored by 8 Sleep. I probably look refreshed. Why? It's because I've been getting the best sleep I have ever had thanks to our sponsor, 8 Sleep. And if you don't sleep well, or the number one reason why you should get this is because when you go to bed, if your wife's significant other is always cold, but you're always warm, literally my situation, then go to 8sleep.com/chatsports. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and down in the description of today's show. Coming up here on the Raiders Report, I got NFL Combine news that everybody that rocks with the silver and black needs to know. On top of that, I'm going to go into some Combine winners and losers so far. I will say, when I made this show, the Combine winners and losers results were only for the defensive line and for the linebackers. As I'm recording this video, I know that the cornerbacks and the positions are going right now. So all that you're going to see from my winners and losers is based on defensive line and some linebackers. If you're looking for more NFL Combine news that impacts the Las Vegas Raiders, make sure you click that subscribe button. We got our Chat Sports team out in Indy, and over the past 3 years, we used to send out just Tom, and then this year we were able to send out, I want to say, 6 people to the Combine. The fact that we were able to do that, we're getting more intel, we're getting more information. You've probably seen the amount of videos that we've been posting on the Raiders Report. Check out our shorts, a lot of Combine interviews. If you like that type of content, hit that subscribe button. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tell you basically how all the meetings went, or what we have heard about the Raiders meeting. So Nick spoke to the media today, said that he met with the Raiders and, really was hyping up this organization quite a bit. Didn't really want to get into too much details, one of the things that he said. However, a source reached out to me and said that he thought that Nick's crushed his interview with the Silver and Black. Let's now go to J.J. McCarthy, and McCarthy is another very intriguing prospect here. Said that he would love the opportunity to play for the Raiders, and one of the things when you talk a lot about Combine in these meetings, it's a lot of, this guy's great, meeting went well, love the organization. J.J. McCarthy, though, based out of what I'm being told, his interview was one of the best ones that the Raiders had in terms of one of the qualities that Telesco really looks for in a quarterback is leadership. And from what I was told, McCarthy might be at the top of the list of leadership from the quarterbacks that the Raiders met with. Let's now go to Drake Maye. Drake Maye is there's some ups and there's some downs on him. I was told that the Raiders might be a little bit worried about how laid back Drake Maye is. However, Maye's got unbelievable arm talent. He's a quarterback that I freaking love. I don't know if he's on the Raiders' high priority list. To me, though, he's got the best arm in this year's class, and I can't wait to see what he ends up looking like. Caleb Williams had might surprise you, the largest crowd around him at the Combine today. He did not let teams see his medical. Only teams that met with him are able to see his medical, and the way that he proved it or said it was like, not every team's going to have the opportunity to get me. I don't know why I'm going to make it public. I will say some people don't like some of the things that Caleb Williams is doing, but Caleb is doing it because he knows that he can. He believes that he's going to be the number 1 pick, and I believe that he's going to be the number 1 pick in this year's draft on top of that. The most interesting meeting is Spencer Rattler, and I think right now the player that I am the most intrigued by, and the homework assignment that I have given myself and the homework assignment that I'm going to give all of Raider Nation this weekend is I want you to watch Spencer Rattler film. If there is a quarterback that I think could creep up into round 1 that people are not talking about, it's Spencer Rattler. I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to take him at 13, but there's a lot of conversation of should we pass on a QB at 13 and then trade back up into round 1, or could we potentially take a QB at 44? There's a lot more smoke around Rattler going a lot higher than what anybody thought that was possible. But the smoke continues to go and go and go. I was told, though, that Rattler had a very good meeting with the Raiders, and he likes the organization a lot. He really likes Antonio Pierce. I was also told that the worry of him being a locker room cancer has now been thrown out the window. Coming up here, how Jayden Daniels meeting went, because let's face it, Jayden Daniels is the poster boy. Jayden Daniels is the quarterback that this organization wants. That does not mean, though, that it's going to be the quarterback that the Raiders end up getting. So coming up, I'll tell you how Jayden Daniels' meeting went with the Silver and Black. If you don't know, though, today's sponsor, 8 Sleep, and this is an absolute game changer out there. I sweat all the time. I mean, you can probably tell right now I'm sweating. When I sleep, I like to be ice cold. And I don't know if it's just me or, it's a weird thing to say. Chuggs, you can hear me out on this. When I put my leg out, there's always a part of me that feels like somebody's going to, from underneath the bed, going to grab my leg. And it's kind of a weird thing. I know, as an adult, it's weird to say that. I feel like it's the same thing as adult when I jump into a pool. I always think is a shark in the water. Now with 8 Sleep, I can sleep perfectly fine, and my body temperature is nice and cool because I can get down to 55 degrees. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to this. The cover can be added to any bed like a fitted sheet and allows you and your partner to cool or warm your side of the bed as low as 55 degrees and up to 110 degrees. I love 8 Sleep because it has totally stopped my night sweats. I like to snuggle with my dog Chuck, and Alex and we snuggled a little bit last night on our anniversary. However, though, they're both very warm, and thanks to 8 Sleep, I don't wake up sweating and get a better night's sleep. Go to 8sleep.com/chatsports and get $200 off plus free shipping on the pod cover by 8 Sleep. Start the new year right and invest in the rest you deserve with the 8 Sleep pod. In addition to keeping you at the perfect temperature all night, the pod also tracks your sleep and health metrics. On average, pod users see their sleep quality improve by 32% after just a month on the pod. When I tell you it tracks your sleep, and I do find this to be very interesting because and we'll just be real here. When you go out and you have a few drinks, right? My fiance Alex and it was our 4-year anniversary. We had some drinks last night. And when you wake up after a night of a few drinks, you wake up probably a little bit tired. What's amazing is it gives you your results on a night's sleep. I can tell you right now, I slept like crap last night. And some of you are probably looking at me right now yeah, Mitch, you might look like you didn't sleep very well. Here's the problem, though. When you don't sleep well, it tells you, and when I see that I don't sleep well, it kind of motivates me the next night to be like, I got to get a better night's sleep. Shout out to 8 Sleep for totally changing the game, and I want you to check these guys out. Go to 8sleep.com/chatsports. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. All right, so let's talk about Jayden Daniels here at the Combine. And my clear message to you is the Raiders want Jayden Daniels. I'm not going to sit up here and say Jayden wants to be a Raider, but I am going to tell you that if I were to ask Jayden who he wants to play for the most, my gut reaction is he wants to play for Antonio Pierce. He wants to be a member of the Las Vegas Raiders just because he believes in this coaching staff. The meeting went very, very well. Both sides know each other. For those that don't know, Antonio Pierce, Jayden, they go all the way back from when he was 14. Antonio, made jokes like, hey, man, I knew the guy when he was 150 pounds soaking wet. They love each other. There is a legitimate relationship connection there, and Jayden's their guy. He's the dude that they want to go after. And I thought it was really interesting because today Jayden was on CBS and was asked about the Raiders and was asked about, Antonio Pierce, and he said, on draft day, if I hear my phone ring and it's Antonio Pierce, I don't know what I do. And when you see when he says that, the smile, the grin, it makes me think of when Antonio Pierce was talking about Jayden Daniels. people can say what they want, and they might not always reveal the whole story. When you see somebody's body language and when you see a young man's face light up, like Antonio Pierce talking about Jayden Daniels gives me like proud dad vibes. Jayden Daniels talking about Antonio Pierce gives me like he wants to make his dad proud, like wow, his dad proud type of vibes. Like I know Jayden and Antonio Pierce's relationship is solid, and after the combine and some of the information that I've been given, I know for a fact that the Raiders want Jayden Daniels, man. So which quarterback do you think the Las Vegas Raiders are most likely to draft in 2024? I put out a video probably about a few weeks ago at this point, ranking which quarterbacks I believe are the most likely to be selected by the Silver and Black. And based off of some of the information that I've been given, I'm going to have to make a new video because there's some other quarterbacks that have been climbing, some other quarterbacks that have been dropping down a little bit. To me, the quarterback that is most likely to be drafted by the Silver and Black as it stands right now, I will say Jayden Daniels. Like, I will say that. I'm not afraid to say that because he's their plan A. Their plan A, and it's always been that, it's Jayden. Now, just because I say that, it's still probably like a 10% chance of it happening, and the Raiders have so many other quarterbacks that they could potentially look at. Another sneaky name, though, to keep in mind, I'm telling you this, is Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is climbing the Raiders draft board at a very rapid pace. We're going to go into some other news and notes that have happened at the Combine today, and one of the players, Jalen McMillan, who, wide receiver from Washington, spoke very highly about Tay and said that out of all the NFL receivers, he respects Davante Adams the most. I talked about Max Crosby yesterday on the Raiders Report saying, like, which this is not going to surprise anybody out there, a lot of defensive linemen value Max Crosby. They model their game after him. A lot of wide receivers in this year's class love Davante Adams and try to model their game around him. Like Rome Odunze said that the number one receiver he tries to, model is Davante Adams. Yes, he is from Las Vegas. He's a phenomenal receiver. I'm curious to see where Rome goes. To me, he's going to be a top 10 pick. Like Malik Neighbors even spoke at the Combine and said that he hasn't met with the Raiders, but hopes to meet with the Raiders. And I think that's more of the Antonio Pierce, Jayden Daniels type of connection there. Other receivers, though, like A.D. Mitchell, wide receiver from Texas, said that he met with the Raiders. He's a speedster, or maybe not speedster. He's a fast receiver. But, like, that's another guy who said, I love Davante Adams, and I model my game after him. Coming up next here on the show, though, we're going to get into some Combine winners and losers. And, again, this is based off the defensive line and the linebacker position. Well, I do have a lot more winners than I do losers, and these are based off the information that I have received from our guys at the Combine. So I asked one of our dudes at the Combine, I said, give me your grades on, like, the top defensive linemen. And so the defensive linemen that I asked for grades on were these 6 players right here. I asked for a grade for Jared Verse, Dallas Turner, Byron Murphy, Braylon Trice, Latu, and Chop Robinson. He said that Verse had an A, Dallas Turner had an A. However, he thought that Verse was a little bit better. And this goes on with metrics, measurables, all that kind of good stuff. He gave Byron Murphy an A-. Chop Robinson a B. And the biggest knock on him, I want to say it was the arm length or the length, like it was the shortest arm length for a player at his size since like 1999, I believe is what I was told. Latu got a B, and then Braylon Trice C+. It's not that Braylon was bad. I wanted Braylon Trice's information because he spoke about Crosby a lot. It's just the problem is he's just not nearly the athlete that these other players are. Let's now get into some Combine winners. Brandon Fisk was probably the biggest winner from the Combine at the defensive tackle position. I mean, he was unbelievable. When you look at metrics and all the players that have ever been in the NFL Combine, I want to say he's like in the 97th percentile in terms of athletes. Like Fisk ranked first among defensive line and 40-yard dash time. So for a man of his size to be able to run 4.78 is unbelievable. A 10-yard split at 1.68, and then a broad jump at 9 feet 9 inches. I mean, it shows everything that he do. The explosion, the acceleration. Brandon Fisk, I believe I have him as my 6th or 7th ranked DT, which really shot up the board, and I'm glad I got on the hype train before he ended up getting to the Combine. The next name here, I've asked multiple times how to pronounce it. The defensive tackle from Clemson, we're just going to call him Rook. And this was another person who dominated at the Combine. If it wasn't for Fisk being so good, I think the NFL community would talk about him a lot more than what he's getting credit for. For somebody who's as big as he is, like, the numbers that he put up, he finished second in the broad jump at 9 feet 8 inches, had the second fastest 10-yard split among defensive linemen. His 40-yard dash was 4.89 and a vertical jump of 32 inches, each ranked fourth. Like, he was very good considering the expectation. Like, I want to say that I have him as my 9th or 8th best DT, which might even be a little bit higher for some people. I think now you're going to see him as a clear-cut top 10 defensive tackle in this year's class. Let's go to Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson, man, this is a round of applause, and I'm happy, especially when you consider the fact that I knew that he was going to do well. I didn't know he was going to run a 4.43 40-yard dash. For a player who had 2 ACL tears, like, I tore my ACL, and I know how much that zapped my athletic ability. For somebody like Wilson, it just shows that he's willing to put in the time and the effort, and if he's able to stay healthy, he could be the best linebacker in this year's class. And if the Raiders were able to get him, I don't know if he's going to be at pick 77. If he's on the board, though, at pick 77, I think the Raiders are going to be very intrigued by Peyton Wilson. Let's go to another winner here from the Combine, Edgerrin Cooper. And when you talk about some of the top linebackers in this year's class, based on some conversations that I've had, one of the scouts that I talked to at the Combine told me that Edgerrin Cooper is the #1 linebacker in this year's class. 34-inch arms is, like, remember how the NFL community freaked out with Tyree Wilson and his, I was going to say spread, but that just sounds weird, wingspan? It's kind of the exact same thing here with Edgerrin Cooper. Like, people are going to love the idea that you can line him up as an edge, you can line him up as a linebacker. Very athletic player overall, 4.51 second 40-yard dash, 1.54 second 10-yard split. If I'm Edgerrin Cooper, I might even flirt with the idea of adding 10 to 20 pounds if you can still keep that athletic ability and being an edge rusher in the NFL, especially with those long arms. Another winner, which does not surprise me, Trevin Wallace. This was definitely one of my players that I told all of y'all to go out and watch this weekend because he is a very good athlete. He worked with Rob Leonard at the Senior Bowl, and he ran a 4.51 second 40-yard dash with a 1.62 second 10-yard split. His impressive showing continued with a 37.5-inch vertical and a 10-foot 7-inch broad jump. I knew Trevin Wallace was an explosive athlete. Those numbers are very high, though. Like, when it comes to the linebacker position, don't get me wrong, 40-yard dash times are important, and I really like, though, the broad jump, vertical jump, because I want to see explosion. Like, when you call hike, how quick are you able to get off the line of scrimmage? And he definitely showed that he is an explosive athlete. Coming up next here, NFL Combine losers so far. And this is probably the worst part of doing this show because you don't like to ever call somebody a loser. And just because you're calling them a Combine loser doesn't mean that they're not going to have a good NFL career, right? Like, it's just based on metrics. These are guys that did not do as well. Before I get into that, I do want to give a shout-out to the Noti Gang. If you don't know who the Noti Gang is, it's the first people that comment on a Raiders video. And shout out to Carly Krugers, Gadilla, my man Raider Sancha, who just banged here on the show, Andrew Santana on top of that. If you want to be a part of the Noti Gang, subscribe, turn on those notifications. When I drop a video, try to be one of the very first people to comment. In terms of the losers, Johnny Newton did not test, but because a lot of the other defensive tackles did so well, I'll just say that he was a loser. Like, entering the Combine, I think if you would have asked 100 scouts who's the #1 defensive tackle in this year's class, I'll say 50 would have said Johnny, a.k.a. Jerzon Newton. Now I'm going to go, that number might be a little bit lower because he did not test, and I think Byron Murphy now is the consensus #1. Devondre Sweat, I never really expected to perform well, and he's just such a big guy. Like, he's going to be a better football player than he is a tester. Leonard Taylor, I was upset about. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've had Leonard Taylor in a few of my mock drafts. I don't know if he goes now in round 2. And then Austin Booker at edge. I actually think that he was the edge from Kansas was the one I was looking for. However, it wasn't from Minnesota. I want to say it was from Kansas. So he's just not nearly as athletic as some of the other edges out there. If you want more videos here from the Raider Sport, make sure you're subscribed. Again, a lot of NFL Combine news and notes. If you're watching this live, we're about to turn up. We're about to have a good time. Remember, we go live every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, and on Fridays, it's Friday happy hour. So if you're feeling a little lucky, if you feel like hanging out with the nation, pull up right now here on the show. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in to the show. If I missed any Combine winners or losers, let me know down in the comments. Believe it or not, I look a lot more often than I think people believe So, combine winners and losers, that's what I want to see here on the Raiders Report. Tell me a prospect.
So he played with the Gophers the year before.
Okay. I was going to say, it was Kansas, but.
Yeah, I whenever I looked it up, the first thing it said was player for the Gophers last season. It'll get you. It's all right, though. How about this? Tell me a prospect we haven't talked about but should. I like this question. I mean, this is the part of the year where I'm trying to learn more and more and more about these guys because, like, I'm getting into my free agency research. Now it's the combine. You start to learn about a little bit more people, and I give myself homework assignments. Like this weekend, I told you, I'm watching Spencer Rattler all weekend. Raider and PA, I have to push back a bit against that. He said Caleb Williams gave a BS answer to why he's not testing. If you watch the video, the guy who asked him the question is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's the equivalent of you pulling up to the drive-thru and being, give me a Whopper! Oh, yeah, Whopper! Like, Caleb Williams walks up to the podium. He's not even standing there yet. He's like, Caleb, why are you scared?
Yeah,
I
agree with you.
That was a wild exchange from that.
I know.
Obviously, this guy's first time being to the combine, first time being in this situation. Maybe just graduated college. I don't know. This guy's deal definitely has not been there before.
I'm willing to bet $100 he's not there tomorrow. No, I mean it. Like, when we were at media day, like, how they were kicking people out. Like, if you were acting a type of way, dude, they would send you out real quick. Like, even when you would go get, like, your media credentials, remember when we walked in there, some guy pulled out his phone and took a picture, and, dude, security came, and, like, they were like, put your phone away, put your phone away. Like, it was a really, really big deal. And because that guy is getting so much negative attention, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled his media credentials.
Why are you scared?
I would not be surprised.
Because you're yelling at me. I don't know.
Why are we yelling? Troy Franklin from Ron Raspberry. I actually have his name down too. Speedster from Oregon. And
Kool-Aid McKinstry might fall into round 2 because he has a Lisfranc injury.
Yeah, Lisfranc scared me, which they should scare every Raider fan, right? That's what Jimmy G had. All right, I'm going to refresh my phone here. I'm going to see.
Oh!
Raider Sancho! Bang! But wait! Justin Abjin! Bang! Half off bangs, 45 for the Abjin. FYI, I'm still waiting on 3 jerseys. Oh, I know. We're a little back ordered. You got the FUKC, January Bang MVP, and I forget what the other one is in my
45
notes.
Abjin.
Oh, the actual, well, I had to wait on the 45 Abjin one until he got back because I wasn't going to send you the jersey. I mean, how many jerseys did you sign the other day? Like
a lot.
There's like legit like 14 jerseys I think we signed.
And Sancho, we didn't even read yours. My bad. Half off, you say, bang me.
Bang me. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang. I said a bang, bang, bangity bang.
Bang, 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 bangity bang.
So we are doing half off bangs for the remainder of the show. Just so you guys know. I also see a few more people here are in our 50-50 raffle. So just give me a second. Last time I got was Scott Eckert. Oh, man. Fat. Bearded dad. You in? I hate to break it to y'all. Anthony Green getting in again here. And then I want to say that I just saw. Yep. And then, okay. Anthony Green, you in. Jeremy, I got a message for you. All right. There we go. There we go. Hang on. Hang on.
Hanging on.
We're all hanging on to the edge of our seats. All hanging on to the edge of the seats. Lord Cameron Abbott! Bang! which Jeremy, I actually didn't even realize this because I'm bad at math. We have surpassed 5, which means free entry.
Free entry.
Somebody's getting a free entry if you don't know what it is.
And I am going to say this. 3 bangs, that essentially equals a boot.
Yeah.
We have somebody else at the Chat Sports office that is trying to take my belt.
Where is he, though?
I think he's filming right now, but he can possibly come back out in a second. Possibly if we want a little race, 3 more bangs.
3 more bangs for a boot race. I think you just want to battle Cullen. I think it's one of those things where it's like, new guy on the block thinks he can hang. But
I don't know. People are saying that he's pretty good. I want to see. I want to test it out myself.
See, I think it's also the swagger that Cullen has when he does a boot, because he literally he like one hands it and it's just sideways. It kind of reminds me of like if you point a gun sideways, you're like, this guy is he's just way too casual right now. Also, not the way to do it, but is what it is. All right, so here we go. Who wants a free entry? So essentially, every time somebody bangs in the month of March, you're going to be getting an entry for a chance to win a signed Raiders helmet. Now, whoever is the MVP, you're also going to get your March MVP jersey, but you're also going to get a chance to win a signed Raiders helmet here by Jeremy and I. And every time 5 bangs happen, we are going to put a free entry in. Josh Milton! Bang!
We need 2 more.
2 more. I mean, my money's on Chuggs, too. Like,
I don't know. Everybody was talking. I left. Everybody said, "Oh, we got a new Chuggs guy. We got a new
Chuggs guy.
We got a new boot champ."
Kevin Anderson in. I'll say this. I would just go fill up 2 boots. And, like, let's just run it. Like, now, again, we got 2 more bangs for it to happen. But I think it'll happen. If I know the nation like I think I do, I think it'll happen. We got Rustin Long in. I think I said Kevin Anderson already. And then my man Drive-In in. $20 Venmo for right now, a chance to win $220. Chuggs versus Collins as the main event, while me versus Marshall as the second event. Yeah, that one's true. It's also Cullen, so Cullen. Close, though. We need one more what? Justin Evgen! Bang! Which means, so Evgen's now got 4. And then Scheffler, who got this party started, said, a bang, bang, bangity bang, a John Scheffler! Bang! Oh, man. My man Chef, that counts as 2. Our March Bang MVP race now is Evgen with 4, Sheffy with 3, Elijah 1, Sancho 1, Lord Cameron Abbott, which actually also now means we've had 10 bangs. So now we're going to give away 2 entries. Sounds good. All right, so Jeremy said, I got y'all, you got to spam something to get an entry. So how about this? We'll keep it simple here. I want to give a shout out to the 2 people that have banged the most on this show. So if you want a chance to get a free entry for a chance to win a signed Raiders helmet by Chuggs and I, the first name that I want you to spam is Justin Evgen. Or we'll keep it simple, J.A. First name, whoever spams J.A. the most. Whoever spams J.A. the most. I'm going to pick one person. Here. So what's going to happen here is Jeremy and Cullen are going to do a boot race, right? That covers all the bangs that we have done so far. So I do want to put that out there. And then any other bangs that happen on top of that, that's then when I will start doing my beer bongs on top of that. As always, though, I still want to get those questions in. Hashtag Raiders or Super Chat for a chance to get those questions, comments here on the show. I'll give a few shout-outs to some of the JAs that I see. Holy. Dude. Welp. Hang on a second. I gotta go get something. This is bananas. I mean, here's the problem. That's 10, right? If my math is mathing correct, wow. Hang on a second. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me, man?
Fat! Bearded! Dead! Fat! Bearded! Dead!
Let's go! Give me a boot! Give me a boot!
FBD! 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 Let's go!
Holy shit! I need a boot. Does anybody got a boot in them out there? Does anybody got a boot in them? Who's loud? We're loud? Are we boot skadootin'?
Are you new boot? New
Who's
boot
doing a
goofing?
boot? Chip's gonna do a boot.
New boot goofing.
Chip's gonna do a boot. I'm gonna do a boot. Right now we got a 4-way boot race. We got a 4-way boot race. I mean, we got to give away now.
2 more free entries.
So we have 4 free entries to give away. If you don't spam FBD.
Well, how about this? Let's get the first 2.
Holy crap. We're a little off track right now.
The first 2, I'm going to go Sherry Lynn Collins.
All right, hang on a second here.
What do you request?
You want a boot? We just got a 500.
Can do a bong.
Or a boot.
Bong is fine.
Bongs are fine?
Yeah, if we can get y'all 2 to do a bong.
Yeah, I'll do a bong.
Sherry Lynn Collins. If you get a free entry, by the way, I'm going to count it as a bang.
Smells like coop in here.
Smells like coop in here. All right, who's getting another entry? We got 3 more entries to give away.
So the first one was for Sherry Lynn.
Huh?
Let's go.
You got to go get your own.
Let's go get Alex Padilla.
Alex Padilla in. Okay.
Miggy Camacho.
Oh, Miggy's a good
Do you
guy.
have some Happy Dads in here available for consumption?
Yeah, I got some right here.
And
Miggy
let's
Camacho.
go Martin.
Oh, and Mr. Martin. Wow. I mean, the problem is
Fat, bearded, dead, and with the swag of not even saying anything. He just dropped it.
I know. I mean, that's why we call him you're the throat goat. Fat bearded dad's a girthy man.
I dressed up as fat bearded dad.
Chuggs is the throat goat. Yeah, we got to go get Cullen.
Oh, is it a boot race?
We're going to do a 4-way boot race. 4-way boot. It's me, Chip, Cullen, and Chuggs, which my early projection is Chuggs is going to win. Cullen's going to come in second. I'm going to come in third. And then Chip's going to come in fourth.
I got Cullen.
You got Cullen?
Yeah.
Dude, you can't doubt Chuggs. Nobody, I mean, that's like,
Who is this for?
what's the greatest dynasty of all time? That's like thinking that Oklahoma softball is going to lose.
They don't lose.
I mean, right now it's the best. They are the most dominant sporting team out there right now.
Am I waiting or am I doing
That's what I mean. If he's filming right now, we got a little time. Unless somebody else wants to step up and do one, and then. All right, so Chip and I boot race. We'll save. I just don't want to spill y'all's. Like, yeah. That's for Cullen and Chuggs. That's the main event. That's the main event. I'll tell you this. The chat sports office is so excited about Cullen and Chuggs. What? Yeah, I need one. Oh. You got lemon lime? Just give me the same then. That way it's an even playing field. What's crazy is YouTube just keeps showing like double. Like, I don't know why. They've been doing it all day. Like, it just shows like double the number. Like, he only sent in one. I shouldn't even say only. It's insane. All right, so what's going to happen here is Chip, who produced some of our Raider shows this week, he's going to do a boot with me. We got Coop here. We got No Shoes here as well. If she doesn't get it, then that's a bigger issue. If she doesn't get it, then that's the bigger issue. Ugh. Allie, what's your perfume, Dr. Scholl's? Thanks, I appreciate that. All right, we need more screen space. Oh, okay, you guys can also go over there. Yeah. Chip, you stay here with me. Yep. All right, so we got two races going on. We got Party on Garth race is a Merbonga and a Flamingo. That's the first race. This is our first event. And then it's going to be me against Chip in a boot race. And then it's going to be Chuggs and Cullen in a boot race for the main event. Correct. This is prelims. I want to know who you got. Are you going to go with Coop type C or Allie type A? And Allie said that she's going to be live on Celtics, and I don't know.
Get Allie drunk. Get Allie drunk. Get Allie drunk.
I will say there's a few
Allie
Raider
drunk.
fans that tune in. Are you going to be doing the Mavs? Coops is the Mavs. It's Celtics Mavs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's going to be electric.
Can't wait.
That's going to be electric. What time's tip-off? 6:15 our time.
So right after we're done.
Oh, man.
Dude, we'll just spam the link in there so y'all can head over to Celtics.
Perfect.
All right. All right, who you got? I hate to break it to you, Coop.
Oh,
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just saying you're not getting any votes here. This is like asking a Raiders channel who you got. Raiders or the Chiefs? You're the Chiefs in this. You're the Chiefs here. All right, Ron, Joe, Joda. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And that was close. Tie goes to Allie.
Tie goes to the foot.
All right. I'll tell you this. I feel weird saying it's the longer neck, but like I actually think the longer neck of the flamingo. There's so many jokes I could make right now. There's too many that I could do.
I'll take the tuna.
Yep. Shout out to that first performance. That was a good one.
yeah, not bad.
That was a good one. Phew. Now it's boot time.
Allie.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised that that's the answer that we've given. I'm not surprised that that's the answer that we've been given here. Probably. Oh boy. Oh, this is getting out of hand here. There's a lot of stuff going on today. All right. I'm going to tell you what happened on Venmo here in just a second, but we got a first boot to do. I got a boot race to do. All I'm saying is I think there's another boot that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a boot that happens. Patriots are bringing back Nathan Rourke.
Tyler said he really wants to do a boot.
I could see that.
Tyler Jones? Boot?
DK, you thirsty?
Tyler said he's down.
DK looks like she could do a boot.
DK has had a long
She said she would only do a boot if it was barbecue sauce.
A barbecue sauce boot would be gnarly.
It's the weekend, DK. You're good.
DK, come on.
Oh.
You already ate chili today.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh, there we go.
She's in for a bong race with me.
A bong race?
I think the nation would approve.
I think it'll be fine. Yep.
DK is gonna beer bong some barbecue sauce.
That would be gross. That would be bad. All right, who you got? C for Chip, M for me.
I lost last.
C for Chip, M for me. You did lose last time, and you're wearing. See, the problem is you're wearing the worst shirt possible for a boot race because all your insecurities and all your flaws are going to show. I mean, it's
It won't be a drop.
no spill.
I'm swallowing it.
Wow. Swallowing it all.
M for Mitch, C for Chip.
I almost want to vote for him now. I almost want to vote for Chip now.
Ooh.
This is
Joe got it.
Joe's got you. All right.
That's fine.
I mean, again, if I'm not getting some votes on my own show, then I'm in trouble, right? Like, I'm in trouble.
Oh
here.
well, I think y'all might have to wait. I think the girls are gonna come in and do the
All right.
the
Hey,
bong race.
that's fine. So, because of something that just happened, and I'll tell you what happened on. I mean, we could do it while they're on here. Here,
Yeah.
I'll message it to you. Hang on. Yep, that was. I'll tell you what. Today's been.
Oh wow!
Today's getting out of hand here.
Wow!
Today's getting a little bit out of hand here.
Little tipsy crazy.
Little tipsy crazy here.
Ryan Campbell Bay!
What's up, Ryan? All right, so Ryan went ball to the wall, which means party on Garth now is going to be Allie No Shoes up against Diddy Kong. You ready? Beer bong race. I got to know who you got. Are you going to go with DK? Type DK. If you're going to go with foot,
Type foot.
type foot.
Bigfoot energy.
Hey, Bigfoot energy. I don't know.
So some people say she's not real. I think Bigfoot is real.
No, see, Sammy's going to go with DK. I tell you, the first thing that DK said to me when she walked in today, she goes, I can't wait to do a beer bong later on the Raiders report.
Venom says the one on the right, so I'm guessing that's DK.
Is it the one on the right? So DK's in the gray. I guess we should probably explain that. DK's in the gray. Foot's in.
I see a lot
with
of
the
foots in the
flamingo.
chat.
Seeing a lot of feet. We got a lot of feet people here. All right, you ready? All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Oh! I don't know!
Is that coming back? That made me nervous.
Woo!
I thought
Who
that.
won?
I don't know who won. That.
It was actually like quite literally. I don't know why you dying.
Say now, who does the tie go to? Before it was just not for Coop.
Just not for Coop.
It was
Okay,
Scheffler. I'm seeing DK lowered,
DK lowered
from
first.
Venom Sosa. That was a good one. Though DK's got some spillage. A lot of spillage.
she's training for Rockets.
Oh man, that was electric. That's gonna be a tough one to follow. We won't tie. If you tie doing a boot, I don't know if I've ever seen a tie with a boot. What are you doing over there?
Making sure they're equal.
I'm watching Chuggs. Chuggs just took a sip out of the boot.
No funny boots.
I think for the first time, Chuggs is a little bit nervous, but I think it's one of those things where it's like,
I think it'll push me to
I'm worried.
newer heights.
Yeah.
4-second boot.
Dude, that's true. If you did a boot in under 6 seconds, I'm worried it would literally just travel straight through and explode on the wall. It'd pull a Harry. It would be deadly. Okay.
See, Cullen's scared and he's producing for somebody right now, so you won't even come in here.
All right, so we're going to do Happy Dad Boot. We got some lemon lime flavors. I think the majority is going to go with me, but you seem pretty motivated for a comeback win. A long day? Okay. You ready? Chuggy Bowl, can you hop on the mic?
Yep, I'll count you down.
Are you linked? Oh, you're mic'd up.
Yeah. In 3, 2, 1, go. They're off. Mitch has opened up the throat. Eyes are closed, and it's just flowing down. Chip going a little bit slower, taking his time. Mitch is going right at it. They're both taking down the bubble. Mitch, he might have it. Mitch might have it. And he does. Mitchell Renz with the dub. Chipperoonie. No spillage. Oh, actually a little bit of spillage. My bad.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man, that hurt. That hurt. I'm not going to lie.
Quickly, Mitch, can we get the Clemson defensive tackle's name?
Rook Aurora. I mean, it's all vowels is all I hear and see.
Rook Aurora.
Aurora. Rook. And then when I asked Rolly to act like a lion is what I hear. Roar! That was Rolly's lion roar. Man, I'll tell you what, that hurt. Shout out to Ryan Campbell. Shout out to Ryan Campbell, man.
And so,
holy tits.
Cullen's still ducking me.
Well, Cullen's still filming. We'll get Cullen here in just a minute.
Cullen's scared, so he said he's going to have to take a little bit more time. Cullen is scared. Facts.
I think, I don't even, at this point, and I don't even mean to be rude here, Avjin, but Avjin sent in a 50 on Venmo. I don't know if I banged for it, so I'm just going to go, Justin Avjin! Bang! Avjin! All right, so if my numbers are numbering correctly, Fat Bearded Dad right now is the March leader with 10 bangs. Ryan Campbell has got 5, and because Campbell did that, another free entry. Campbell 5, Avjin 5, Chef's got 3, and then Elijah, Sancho, Cameron Abbott, and then the other people that we added were Martin, Miggy Camacho, Alex Padilla, Sherry Lynn Collins. All have a bang now.
So we need to add one more. So spam
Ryan,
RC.
All right, get some RCs going.
RC.
Spam RC down below for a free entry here on the Raiders Report. Get the RCs going. Come on, right now.
Going.
So, who do you think? I can't even do it. Who do you think is going to get it? Who do you think's going to get it? You want a free entry for a chance to win a signed Raiders Report helmet, courtesy of Jeremy and I. Who's it going to be? Bro, I'll tell you this right now.
I'm going to go with somebody who's spamming, who's been here the entire time. Yoda Jenkins.
Yoda Jenkins.
Yoda Jenkins.
Oh, God. My man, Yoda.
Leroy Jenkins.
What is that from? I know what it's from. Oh, man. All right, some other entries here in our 50-50 raffle. I'm going to add Ryan Campbell. Hopefully y'all are okay with that. Troy Williams in. And then I also see Eugene.
Darth Badass says, congrats to my nemesis, Yoda Jenkins.
That's the new rivalry.
Darth Badass.
Can I actually have a rant while we wait for Cullen? I want a Yoda Jenkins Darth Badass duck race right now. While we wait. Are you guys in? Who you got? Are you going to go with Darth or Yoda? I want a mano-y-mano duck race. It doesn't have to be ducks. It can be anything. Do they have Star Wars? That would be nuts.
No. Let me see.
It's
Hold on.
also March. Go leprechaun race.
That's what I was going to do for the other one.
Oh, okay. Are you guys in? Who are you going to go with, Darth or Yoda?
I have one that makes sense.
You have one that makes sense? Darth or Yoda? While we wait for Cullen, who you got? And if you don't know why today's show has been off the rails, we're banging for 50s today. Banging for 50s today.
All right, here we go.
This is nuts.
Spaceships.
Okay. We got Darth against Yoda. Rustin said Jedi wins. So who's that?
That would be Yoda.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't know what that means. All right, so Rock's going to go with Yoda. Rustin's going to go with Yoda. I hate to break it to you, Darth. Not many people here on the dark side, which is surprising. Right? Kind of surprising. Who you going with? Who you got?
Give me Darth.
You're going to go Darth? All right, Yoda, I'm rocking with you then. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yoda Jenkins against Darth Fatass. All right, how about this? Loser does a shot. So if Yoda wins, you do a shot. If Darth wins, I got to do a shot.
Deal.
You guys at home, pick your winner as well. I got to get out of the way. Darth Fatass with the lead. Yoda Jenkins, though. You know what's funny? Darth Fatass is the fatter ship.
And Yoda's green.
And Yoda's green. Actually, it kind of looks like Yoda. The ears and all. If you were to tell me a spaceship that looks like Yoda, this would be it. Oh, sorry, Darth. I mean, I've actually never seen
He's
this.
off the screen.
He's literally leaving the galaxy. I don't have enough space to stand. We got 15 seconds left.
Wow, and now he's all the way back.
Oh, you know what, though? I think he's Oh, wait a minute. This is going to come down to it. This is going to be close. Is Yoda going to have enough? Come on, Yoda.
Darth Fatass.
Oh, winner. The dark side wins. The dark side wins. All right, next race that I want. Give me a Fat Bearded Dad and Ryan Campbell race. Fat Bearded Dad, Ryan Campbell race. We did get a super chat from Brandon that's actually Raiders related, which we could put up on screen. I say this, Chuggs. I say, final call to get in our 50-50 raffle. Final call to get in. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Right now, you'd have the opportunity to win $250. Have the opportunity to win $250. I think that's pretty good. Brandon, how do you say that last name? Tarabochia.
Yeah.
That's Tarabochia. I think I actually got that right.
The bridge to Tarabochia.
What if we trade for the 4 pick, hope one of the 3 quarterbacks fall to us, or worst case scenario, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., trade back up, get a second round QB, not a need at all, but wide receiver would be set for the future. The reason why I say no to this is because let's say the Raiders go from 13 up to 4, okay? In this year's draft, I think it's still going to cost you 2 first-round picks, so it's going to be let's say it's pick 13, a first-round pick in 2025, 2 second-round picks on top of that. For you to go up that high, now unless you're saying, because you're saying then trade back up into the second round, if that's the case, you're giving up 3 first-round picks to get up to number 4 for a chance at not even getting a franchise quarterback. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is spectacular. I'm not giving up 3 first-round picks, though, for Marvin Harrison Jr. I usually love to look at the trade value chart because I do think it shows what teams are considering. But based off of the information that we have received, the NFL draft this year, it's the priciest that it's ever been. So you're going to trade up to 4. I do not like that idea personally. I think it just costs too much. I think it's going to cost way too much. Okay, Let's do this one. Next race. Ryan Campbell, Fat Bearded Dad. I mean, if there's one thing that I know Fat Bearded Dad likes to do, it's bounce on a pogo stick.
Oh, yeah.
You got it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Who you got? You going to go with Ryan Campbell, Spam RC? You're going to go with Fat Bearded Dad, FBD. Who do you got? You're probably going to rock the guy you were for Halloween. I'm going to go with Ryan Campbell.
Give me FBD.
Same stakes. If Ryan wins, you do a shot. If Fat Bearded Dad wins, I do a shot. Let us know who you got down below. Let me see here. I see Yoda Jenkins is rolling with Fat Bearded Dad. Ryan Campbell rolling with himself. Makes sense. Kurt, Fat Bearded Dad. I'll tell you what, Ryan. You're the underdog here. Definitely the underdog here. And by the time this race ends, then I'm going to send all the names over to Jeremy for our 50-50 raffle, just so y'all know. Okay? You ready, Jeremy?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Let's run it. Fat Bearded Dad, Ryan Campbell, final call to get in our 50-50 raffle here. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. You have a chance to win $250. Fat Bearded Dad gets out to an early start here. He's got a little pep in his step. I'll be real with him, though. I can't think of what that disease is when you turn yellow.
Jaundice.
Yeah, somebody with jaundice probably shouldn't be on a pogo stick. Ryan Campbell looks like he eats sunscreen. Like, he's Howie from the Benchwarmers. I'm legitimately concerned.
I like the knee pads.
Yeah, the knee pads. You got the tiniest kneecaps in the world. They're this big. The kneecaps are tiny. Fat Bearded Dad has leaded this race the entire way. But I think Ryan Campbell's going to have enough. Ryan Campbell, Fat Bearded Dad, I don't know. It's down to the Warrior. And it's the Fat Bearded Dad. Another shot for me. Ryan is devastated. I actually think that, do you think pogo sticking in one area is easier? Can you pogo stick? I can't.
I have not pogo sticked before.
I mean, isn't that insane? Like, our kids, even kids now, they're like, what did you used to do for fun? So there was a stick. You'd put your feet on it, super dangerous, and you could just jump on it.
Pogo stick.
Pogo stick. What up, Carlos? Hey, Mitch and Chuggs. Can I get a shout out for me and my mom's birthday? Mine is today. Hers was the 28th. Happy birthday. I mean, that's freaking sick. So, I was going to say on, nah, it doesn't make sense, but I'll say on leap year, do you both just celebrate on the 29th? Like,
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Carlos Aguirre and his mom.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. That boot, it's kicking. That boot's, that boot's been made for walking.
It looks like Cohen is dodging me. I haven't seen him come out of the studios yet. I think he's scared. I think Cullen is scared.
We might have to go get him. Jason Ebb in. Jason Ebb in. My dad, actually, in. And then Yoda Jenkins in.
Dragons!
And then that's it. We got 29 people in this race. Final refresh. Got a few more now. Oh, boy. Matt Fluhy in. I see. Nope. Gary Chai in. And then Husker Raider in. All right, that's it. No more. No more.
Unless.
Nope, no more. We have, Jeremy, 32 people in. Winner's going to go home with 320 doll hairs. It's a lot of doll hairs. It's a lot of doll hairs.
Dylan said Chuggs sounds like a mix of Fergie and Jesus.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm just, I feel lucky to be around, lucky Irish to be around him. Which now that I think about this, I have to wear this jersey on, I think every single year I have to wear this jersey on March 17th. Right?
Or what day is that?
St. Patty's Day, is it not?
No, I'm saying like of the week. Like, are we going to be live on St. Patrick's Day? Like, what's the...
That's true. What day is March 2024 calendar? Let's see.
You said 32 people, right?
32 people in. So March 17th this year, I actually don't know if I'll... It's a Sunday. When is St. Patty's Day is that day, right? Yeah, March 17th, Sunday.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, it's free agency. Maybe.
Will we be live?
I don't know.
Do we get off on Friday and just work that Sunday instead?
Husker, you're in. A St. Patty's Day Raiders report would be
The top of the morning to ya!
just a... Dude, we got to do... It would be green beers, Guinness. Dude, Guinness boots, though, would not be good, bro.
This episode is brought to you by St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Shavers.
A Guinness boot? Are you kidding me?
This year, don't just make rainbows, laddie. Make your own pot of gold with your groom, your little leprechaun.
You're dumb. All right. I sent you the names. We got 32 names in. I'm guessing we're going to go with a leprechaun race here. It's March. Kind of hard to believe if I'm being real. I felt like February flew by. February to me flew by.
Raphael asked, am I in?
Raphael would not be in, but we'll add him. Raphael is now 33. So if you want to roll through, let me just go to the very bottom here, Chuggy Bowl. And I'll tell you who's in and I'll tell you who's out. Okay, I'm going to start at the bottom. First name that is in should be Abjin.
Yes.
Okay. Isaac Hernandez, Justin Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, crap. My phone's refreshing now. This is a disaster. Matt Bluhey. Nick. Oh, my God, dude. My phone is not working right. Nick Lokinney. Hopefully I got that right. Baltazar Scheffler, Michael Owens, Joe Mild, Raider Ray.
Did you say Amy?
Amy's in.
Yeah.
Brian Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Marigil. Randall Carter. Anthony Green. Mo Schaub. Scott Eckert. Fat Bearded Dad. Anthony Green. Kevin Anderson. Rustin Long. Trivan. Eugene Pacheco. Ryan Campbell. Troy Williams. Yoda Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Bluhey.
Yeah.
Jason. My dad. Gary Chai. Husker Raider. Raphael.
Jason's in twice.
Jason's in twice.
Okay.
We're good. Okay. I think we're good then. Abjin says he should have multiple entries. Abjin, I only see one.
Well, he sent in a 50, so I'll just give him 2 more.
All right, Abjin, we'll give it to you. Mount Raider more. Is what it is. Martin said, so what am I in? Martin, at the very end of the month of March, we are going to do a raffle for a signed Raiders helmet. So basically, because you got an entry, you have 1 ticket, and then you'll have a chance to win a signed Raiders helmet from Jeremy and I. So,
all right, it's all shuffled now.
Yep, it's a replica helmet. It says, "Do not play football with this helmet." Replica. All right, you ready? So that means how many people are in?
35.
35 people in. Winner's going to go home with $350. Are you guys ready? I don't know about you. I'm ready. Good luck to everybody. 3, 2, 1. Let's run it. Winner is going to get a pot of gold of $350. Out to an early lead here, I want to say, is Justin Gilbert, followed by, looks like Ryan Soul Patch Campbell. What's funny is Fat Bearded Dad actually has a fat beard. Legit fat beard. I think EB up there, I don't know what color his hair is. He kind of looks like an Oompa Loompa, though. Matt Bluey is just a very happy individual right now.
Get into your pot of gold, my laddie.
It looks like, is this Anthony Green right here? I think that's Anthony
Could
Green.
I possibly get the Lucky Charms at the end of the rainbow or possibly win a 50-50 raffle?
I think Baldassar right now has got a lead. Looks like somebody's creeping from down here. 8 seconds to go. Anthony Green is in striking distance. Oh, he's starting to fall back now. I don't know who's pulling out of nowhere. Mo Chavez. Mo just wanted it, Mo. Mo Chavez wanted it, Mo. All right, Mo. I need you to confirm, Mr. Mo Chavez, that you just received, you're going to receive $350. However, all right, Mo has won a few times. So Mo won January 8th. Looks like Mo won twice on January 8th. And that's the only time Mo has won. Mo has raced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
I'm going to say Mo has raced 35 times. Like probably about 35 times it's won twice. Mo Chavez is the winner of $350. Congratulations to you, good lad. Congratulations to you, lad. $350 to Mo Chavez. Well, we can't end this stream until you and Cullen do a boot race. So, we got to get an update on the time. I was going to say, the people want it. The people want it. I'm curious to see, though. Do you guys honestly think Chuggs is going to win? Because Cullen was impressive, and it looked like Cullen didn't try. Like, I feel like if Cullen tries, if Cullen might be able to get around 8 seconds. Though, I still think Chuggs is going to come out on top. I still think Chuggs is going to come out on top here. It's going to be close. While we wait, though, I have 2 more happy dads left. I got 2 more hap dads left. Are you guys down to party? I mean, we could even keep it going here. Why not, right? I mean, if you guys want, if we got 3 more bangs, I would boot race them. I'll come in last, and that's going to hurt a little bit, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Mo, did you confirm that? Did Mo confirm that he got it? I don't know if I saw that yet. Mo, all right, got it. Cool. All right, just wanted to make sure. Chug says no contest. Like, I got to be able to find somebody that gives Jeremy a run for his money. Like, we got to get the guy who chugs, like, the lemonade. You know, like the really big dude who chugs the lemonade. I got to get him. Raider NPA says Jayden Daniels. King Shav, Mitch, can you drop the link for Celtics today? Hey, Allie, did you schedule it yet? All right, give me 1 second. Allie's going to send me the link. If you guys want to go party with Allie over on Celtics, I'll tell you this. The fact that the Celtics are playing the Mavericks and Coop, who runs our Maverick show, is going to be on that stream as well. I think it's going to be a fun one. What? Yeah, it's if you guys want to go party with Allie, she's going to be live on Celtics. And Coop's going to be over there as well. It's Friday. Like, let's get after it. What time's the game start? 6:15? 6:15. I might offer a few deals myself over there. I'm feeling a little, I'm telling you what now, I feel good. The way I felt this morning when I walked into work, I was so hungover. A shoey? I got my nice kicks on. Jeremy goes, how much for a shoey? See, I'd rather do, that means I'd have to use somebody else's shoes. I've done a shoey before at a Brett's. I mean, there's somebody that doesn't wear shoes. Though I feel like I would call HR. I would call myself if I did a shoey out of Allie's shoe. I feel like that alone is an HR violation. What? I mean, I've done a shoey. I did a shoey out of my Yeezys once. That was a disaster. That was 2 years ago. That was brutal. They smelled like Happy Dads for a month. Well, who's the UFC fighter that did it? I can't think of his name. And then then the next day on the Raiders report, we did like 6 shoeys. It was a lot. I've also always wanted to do like a luge off of the gong. Is that how you say it or no? A luge? Is that it or no? It sounds weird. It sounds like splooge, but are you mic'd up or no? Get yourself mic'd up. Somebody go get me Cullen. I can't. All right, while we wait, #Raiders. Give me a few questions. Let's get some Raiders questions.
Let's talk about
going.
luges.
Let's get some Raiders questions going here.
Oh my God.
#Raiders.
If you're gonna luge
Into this. I mean, think about it though. Like, you could pour a beer in here. You could.
Yeah. Watch out for the hole.
Oh, what if that's how you had to do it?
Oh. Well, there's another hole on the other. Yeah, you just have to cover that bad boy.
You got to put your thumb in it.
Yeah.
You just put your thumb in that one. Luge it right down.
Straight luge.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I could do it. I've never done it before. Maybe for free agency. We'll save it for free agency.
Jeremy, Raiders trade up to get our guy. Tom and AP know that their shelf life is short. Got to prove it right out the gate to stay around as a Raider.
I'm with you, dude. And that's kind of why, when I tell people I would rather the Raiders trade 3 first-round picks than give up multiple picks this year and next year, if you're Antonio Pierce, I wouldn't even care about the 2026 picks because they're imaginary to me. If you don't succeed, then you're never going to get to 2026. And if your quarterback ends up being the guy, then you don't need the draft pick. Not that you don't need it, but then it's just 100% worth it.
Yeah.
If I'm the Raiders, I go, I'm going to give you 3 first-round picks. Where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? It might be an unpopular opinion, but that's where we're going to go with it. If you want to get those questions on the show, #Raiders or Super Chat to skip the line. And if anybody wants to go party with Foot, I'm putting the Celtics link down in the comments right now. You can click on that, and then that'll be her live show. You guys can tune in.
Joe says
it's going to get rowdy.
Jim Plunkett makes the Hall of Fame within 5 years.
It's kind of wild that he's not already in it. However, these are the type of questions that I genuinely don't know because there are some guys that I think are easily going to get in, and then there are other guys that just they wait longer and longer and longer for. So I hope. Martin, have you heard talk about
Penix
sidearm action being due to a previously dislocated shoulder? This bothers me. Based off of the information that I have been provided, NFL teams are not nearly as worried about Michael Penix's injuries as originally thought. And, the other thing that's going to happen in this year's combine is Caleb's not going to throw. Drake Maye's not going to throw. Jayden Daniels is not going to throw. The quarterback that is probably going to be the most impressive at the combine is Michael Penix Jr. However, the QB that I'm also very curious about is Spencer Rattler. I don't think there's any way in hell after this year's combine people are like, oh, Bo Nix is the best guy.
You're officially a part of the Rat Pack.
When you hear certain things, I mean, there's no other quarterback that can improve his draft stock more than Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the tools, and if you're not worried about the off the field or him being an issue in the locker room, which is what I've been told, Like, he does deserve to go up higher then.
Mario, thoughts about the Eagles releasing Kevin Byard? Could he possibly be somebody the Raiders look at?
I don't think the Raiders really look at him because they're pretty set at the safety position right now. He was really bad, though, for Philadelphia.
Somebody who might take a look at him, the Queefs.
Could be a good fit there.
That one of their safeties hitting free agency, Mike Edwards, older than Kevin Byard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the connections here for the Raiders and Byard. Off the top of my head right now, I'm not thinking of any. But just overall, like if you're the Raiders, right, you have safety might be your position that minus wide receiver that I'm the most confident in. Like, I would say wide receiver, safety are the positions that are the least biggest need right now. Like, you're good there. You're good. Like, if I'm going to go spend on a safety, it's not going to be for Kevin Byard.
Yeah.
Good player. I mean, he was good with the Titans. Had a bad year with Philadelphia.
I want Shaq Barrett.
For the Raiders? I mean, it just depends how much.
Rotational pass rusher.
How much, though?
Shaq Barrett on one side, Max Crosby on the other.
I mean, Malcolm Kuntz, though, at this point of his career, I actually think Malcolm Kuntz is better than Shaq Barrett. I can't wait to see what Kuntz does this year. In the 9 games with Antonio Pierce, Kuntz had 8 sacks. Like, to me, it clicked. I mean, how much do you think Shaq Barrett gets? It's an honest question because I have no idea.
$9 to $10 million a year.
9 to 10 million at a position that's not the biggest need that you have. Like, I would rather the Raiders give $10 million and get a contract extension with Malcolm Kuntz than sign Shaq Barrett to $10 million. I mean, it'll be interesting.
Cullen's scared.
Where's Cullen?
He's about to film with Reema. People have videos.
Cullen, I need you.
All right, here we go.
Is it time?
And it's time.
All right,
Live
go over
from
there.
Vegas.
Go over there, Cullen.
ESPN Brand, ESPN Plus.
In this corner, standing in at 5'10", arm length 17 inches, weighing in probably somewhere around Chuggs. Some people call him Moose. Other people call him Cullen. If you're going to go with Cullen,
Spam those C's in the chat.
get the C's going in the chat. Our number 1 ranked drinker, but the champion, currently undefeated. Some of you call him the throat goat. I refer to him as Jeremy Chuggs. Jeremy Chuggs. Who you got? Who you got? If you're going to roll with Chuggs, spam Chuggs. I'm actually telling you this right now, though. It's nice to have an actual competitor. Are you going to go one hand or are you going to go 2 hand this time? 1 hand only.
One hand for sure. That's all he
Cullen.
needs.
Cullen side boot, 1 hand. I'm going to say, what were the beers? Coors.
Cheers.
All right. Coors Light. I am genuinely curious to see how this goes.
I've got a timer.
We got a timer here. This is going to be nuts, man. All right. You ready? I think you should cheers.
You cheers? Cheers? 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my God, I think Chuggs won. Oh, Cullen, spill it!
Oh.
Chuggs wins!
I'll tell you what, though. That was close.
Are you not entertained?
I mean,
Chuggs is him!
that was great. I'll tell you this. If we did that 10 times, I don't know if you would win. I mean, you spilled a little bit too, though.
Yeah.
That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
It was. It was right around 10.3 for Chuggs.
I'll tell you this. If there's any young people watching that aspire to be a chugger, you see the body type.
Dead.
There is a certain body type that you need to be able to chug a boot. Chuggs is the Christian Wilkins. That's a good comp. That's a good comp. I'll tell you this right now. That was impressive. That was impressive. Joe Gatlin says, let's run it back. I'll tell you what, I don't know. That would be tough. How much to run it back? Honest question. Cullen, if we got another 500, could we run it back and I'll get in it as well? Cullen only has 4 more videos to do. 500. If we got another 500, you, me, Chuggs, 3-way boot race. Dude, I'll tell you what, doing another boot's tough. How many have you done today? Have you done one? All right, so it's an even playing field. Oh, here's what I'll do. I'll leave, we'll give a few minutes here because Cullen does have to film 4 more videos. Doing 6 beers and then filming 4 videos is gnarly. There's going to be some random Dolphins fan that's like, I don't know why this graphic's on screen right now, but it's here. That's comical. I'll tell you this, though, right now. Fat Bearded Dad, I can't even tell you the last time that we got a $500 super chat. We get Venmos. I'm going to get you a jersey here. We're figuring out what's going to be like the next system for getting jerseys because we have actually filled out all of our Raiders Report jerseys. So, like Sam on, I got to get him one. Fat Bearded Dad, I got to get you one. Like, we got to figure out another system. I have an idea that I actually think y'all are going to love. And I'll say, like, if you have a Raiders Report jersey, you're just going to want me to keep it. What? Yep. Celtics is getting ready to get tipped off here in a little bit. You can go party with the foot. I'll probably pull up over there for a little bit once I get done here. So, the next time that you're going to see me and Jeremy Chuggs live here on the Raiders Report is going to be on Monday. Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern time, which should be a good time, man. Last Monday's show was wild with Sam on.
Or you can see us in 5 minutes over on Celtics.
Yeah, Fat Bearded Dad, you do have a jersey. I actually wore it yesterday. You have a 07. My point is, every time somebody sends in 500, you have the opportunity to get another Raiders jersey. So, I don't have, like, my idea yet made, so I don't want to, like, say what it is. But if you want to have an opportunity to, like, get another jersey, or, Fat Bearded Dad, if you're like, you know what, I already have my jersey, I'll give away a jersey, could be something to just think about. So, Celtics, yes, Doug. So, we have, like, probably 40 or 50 YouTube channels here, 60 YouTube channels here at Chat Sports. I do Raiders, Allie does Celtics. So, she's going to do the Celtics-Mavericks game, but it's going to be great because Coop's like the insane fan. That's like he's the guy that breaks the television type of fan. And the Celtics and Mavs are playing tonight, and Coop's the producer. Allie's Allie's host. Yeah,
Allie's hosting.
Yeah, sorry, this boots. These
get,
boots are made for walking.
Go get Allie drunk.
These boots are made for walking. Oh man. Oh, Ryan, I'm aware. Ryan sent in one of the biggest ones we've ever had. I'll say we've probably had at this point only 10 people that I can remember off the top of my head, maybe 15, send in something bigger than what Ryan did. It was $1,000 Venmo was insane. Insane. Did you got the things that I sent you though, right? I'm pretty sure that you confirmed that. All right, Rebel said end it. I'm going to end the show right now. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. If anybody wants to go party with Allie Barefoot, that link is available. That show is getting ready to get tipped off here in about 4 minutes. From me, from Jeremy Chuggs, shout out to Ryan Campbell, Mother effing Justin Abjin. Scheffler got the party started. We got off to a hell of a start here in March. Fat Bearded Dad's today's MVP. Scheffler, Elijah, Sancho, Cameron Abbott. Shout out to Sherry Lynn, Alex Padilla, Mickey Camacho, Martin Yoda. You all got your entries as well. Have a good weekend. I'm out.